Jiang Chang wakes up in a hotel bed, shirtless, sharp-jawed, clearly not entirely sure how he got here. Slowly opening his eyes, he sits up and looks around, rubbing his head. What the hell? Why am I in a hotel bed? Then his eyes land on what's beside him. A woman, platinum blonde, asleep, breathtakingly beautiful. He squints. He looks at the clothes on the floor. He looks back at her. And why does it look like I just had a wild night with some stunning stranger? He grabs his phone from the nightstand and immediately notices something strange. There are WeChat messages from a woman named Zhao Jia. Why aren't you saying anything? You think you're hot stuff now, huh? Not even scared when I'm mad. Jiang Chung stares at the messages. What's going on? She blocked me on WeChat. So why is she texting me like we're still dating? He scrolls to his calendar app, checks the date. Pause. His eyes go wide. Did I just reincarnate? The memories hit him like a wave. He's back in his younger body. Back to a time when Zhao Jia was still in his life. He remembers it clearly. She walked right up to him, confident, gorgeous, and new man, already on her arm, and delivered her breakup speech without blinking. Jiang Chung, you're always so slow with gifts. You don't understand me. You don't really love me. I found someone better. And the man beside her, he had the nerve to look Jiang Chung dead in the face and say, hey man, take the hint and disappear. You're making this awkward. Back in the present, Jiang Chung stares at his reflection. I used to swear I'd be with her forever, cherish and love her, but reality hit me hard. His expression goes cold. Not heartbroken, just clear-eyed and done. And knowing her, she's just going to ask for money next. Sure enough, another message pops up. A payment request. Same old drama. He looks at it for exactly 1 second. Ugh, same old drama. I can't believe I was so blinded by love before, to the point of having no self-respect. He taps out a reply. Jiang Chung, Zhao Jia, we're done. Zhao Jia. Jiang Chung, what do you mean? You're breaking up with me. Jiang Chung, what do I mean? I mean what I say. We're breaking up. Zhao Jia, why? Jiang Chung, we're not compatible. Let's not drag this. Fine, don't come crying back. He sets the phone down, looks up. Yeah, like I let you cheat on me twice. Screw that. Pause. And then, the universe decides it's time to reward him for finally having a spine. Ding. A glowing blue interface explodes into existence right in front of Jiang Cheng's face. He stands up, straight, energized, as his full profile loads across the screen. Congratulations. You have also received the newbie gift package. Would you like to open it? He grins like a man who just found out he won the lottery. Open. He reaches forward and punches the glowing chest icon. The rewards explode across the screen. Wrapped gift 10 million yen, instantly deposited. Wrapped gift supercar. Wrapped gift shopping crit card, up to 100,000 yen spending. Wrapped gift friendliness scanner. But wait, what's this? Friendliness scanner? Still sitting in the hotel room, Jiang Chung turns to the sleeping woman beside him. The system's new friendliness scanner activates automatically, and her stats materialize in glowing blue text. Name, Yuer Kong. Age, 25. Height, 165 centimeters. Looks, 93. Figure, 94. Privacy value 1. Friendliness, 60. Normal intimate state. He scrolls to the privacy value entry and clicks it. The system defines it. Privacy value. The number of times with the opposite sex in private life. With the most intimate contact. He reads it again. Wait, so past partners. 1? That means I was her first. His jaw drops a little. The memories piece themselves together now. He narrates them quietly, watching the city wake up outside the hotel window. After Zhao Jia ghosted me in my previous life, I got completely wasted at a bar and met you Xiao Xiao, also drowning her sorrows. He looks back at the sleeping woman, her platinum hair spread across the pillow, completely peaceful. We hooked up, but her friendliness is only 60. She was just drunk, not actually into me. He exhales. Sigh. Yu Xiao Xiao stirs awake. She opens her eyes, takes one look at the man beside her, and immediately clocks his 1,000-yard stare expression. Sighing, smiling sadly, shaking her head, just like when you were drinking. What a natural-born romantic saint. Jiang Chung turns to look at her. She props herself up, silver blonde hair falling around her shoulders, clearly. Not embarrassed at all. This woman is sharp, confident, and has exactly zero interest in awkward mornings after. But here's where the system decides to reward Jiang Chung for last night's excessive romantic acceleration. A new notification fires. Due to excessive romantic acceleration, dual rewards unlocked. Reward 1, 50x cashback on next luxury vehicle purchase. Reward 2, for you Xiao Xiao's reaction. Skill unlocked. Eagle tongue. Enhances every muscle cell in the host's tongue, granting unparalleled flexibility and strength. Includes 300% increased dexterity and pressure. Sensitivity adjustment, S+ precision. Jiang Cheng reads the skill description. His eyes go wide. What the hell? It could be like this. He looks at Yu Xiao Xiao. A slow smile spreads across his face. With this skill, Yu Xiao Xiao is about to see heaven. He leans in. She raises an eyebrow. I wasn't reminiscing, I swear. Then what are you sighing about in the middle of the night? She shoots back. He reaches over. Just regretting I didn't meet you sooner. Here, touch my. UGH, he's impossible. She swats at him, but she's laughing. And she doesn't pull away. What follows is a scene that the panels leave artfully lit in soft white glow. While Yu Xiao Xiao thinks to herself, how's he so good at this? It feels completely different. And Jiang Cheng, ever composed, looks down at her with a quiet smirk. Don't get it wrong. The real part starts now. Morning light. A different bed now. Or maybe the same one later. Jiang Cheng wakes up to find he's alone. Yu Xiao Xiao is gone. But she's left something behind. On the nightstand. A neat stack of 10,000 yen in cash. And a handwritten note. Thank for last night. Worth every penny. Jiang Cheng stares at it. Did she just treat me like a gigolo? He picks up the cash. Counts it. His expression cycles through disbelief, amusement, and something approaching respect. 10,000 yuan. She's quite generous. He shakes his head slowly. She gave her first time and even paid me. Yu Xiao Xiao is an interesting woman. A beat. Too bad I didn't get her number. He pockets the money without ceremony and gets dressed. No point dwelling on it. He's got bigger things to think about. Standing outside in the fresh morning air, his newbie supercar gleaming. In the sunlight behind him, Jiang Cheng pulls up his system inventory and examines the critical strike card he received in the gift package. The system defines it clearly. Jiang Cheng turns this over in his mind. What exactly is this? Does spending money trigger critical hits? And what does critical strike mean? More cash refunded? Bonus XP? Or is it like random loot? Drops in video games? He reads the definition again. The numbers slot into place. His eyes sharpen. If I max out all 5 beginner cards on 1 million yen property purchases with 50x crits, that's 250 million yen return on 5 million yen spent. He stands up straighter. Since I've been reborn and got a cheat, I can't waste it. In this life, I will become a world-renowned tycoon. I will write my own legend in this world. Jiang Cheng walks toward his new supercar, already mentally calculates. Hey, handsome. He turns, leaning against the hood of his yellow supercar like she owns the place. Is a woman he doesn't know yet. Long dark hair, deep eyes, the kind of beauty that doesn't ask for permission to take up space in a room. She tilts her head and smiles. Is this your car? Jiang Cheng looks at her. Yeah, what about it? She straightens up, and her next words are delivered with absolutely zero shame. Could you give me a ride? I need to get home urgently. The app shows. My apartment's sewer pipes burst. Could you help? She smiles again. Soft. Calculated. Very aware of what she looks like. Standing next to a supercar. The system activates without being asked. Friendliness scanner. Activated. Her stats materialize. 28 brothers already unclogged your pipes, he says completely. Deadpan. Call a real plumber next time. She blinks, startled by the response, then bursts out angry. An old man nearby overhears her muttering about a problem with her sewer pipes. His eyes light up. With the confidence of a man who has absolutely zero self-awareness, he shuffles over and introduces himself. Young lady, 30 years of professional pipe maintenance. If that handsome young fellow can't fix it, I'll do it for you. The woman's expression shifts from annoyance to disgust in about half a second. You disgusting pervert. Get away from me. The old man doubles down. Union certification and everything. But a nearby young man leans over and whispers the truth in his ear. Old man, her pipe problem isn't the literal kind. She wants to, do that thing. Understand? The old man's face transforms. He stares. He processes. Good grief. Young people these days are wild. The crowd bursts out laughing. The woman storms off, fuming. Damn it. Such bad luck, she mutters, clicking her heels against the pavement. A new agent named Xiao Do stands outside, bright-eyed and eager, ready to take on the world. Door opens. Out steps Jiang Cheng. Calm, sharp, walking like a man who owns more than he lets on. Xiao Do's colleague watches from inside, arms folded, fully expecting this to go nowhere. Brother, I'm still new. You're making me handle this alone? Xiao Do whispers frantically. Her senior just smirks. We've practiced this routine endlessly. Just follow the procedure. Xiao Do takes a breath and goes in. Jiang Cheng walks through the real estate office as Xiao Do scrambles to keep up. She's trying her best, pulling up listings, asking the right questions, showing him the agency's bestsellers. Sir, how may I assist you today? Show me some suitable properties. She immediately jumps into agent mode. Do you have any preferred developments? What's your approximate budget? Jiang Cheng glances at the tablet she's holding. Compact apartments, reasonably priced, our most popular models. He doesn't even pause. Skip the budget options. Show me properties around 1 million. Xiao Do freezes. Her fingers hover over the screen. A few minutes later, She comes back with new listings, properties near shopping districts, modern renovations, 800,000 to over 1 million yuan. Jiang Cheng studies the options. Inside his head, the system is already running calculations. The system's beginner critical strike cards cap at 1 million per unit, meaning anything over that price won't trigger the multiplier. Buying at 800K or 900K would eat into his margins significantly. He needs properties right at that 1 million mark. He looks up at Xiaodou. Can you negotiate these 1 million properties? If possible, I'll buy 5 at once. Xiaodou's eyes go wide. Are you sure you want 5 units? Xiaodou confirms the price. Jiang Cheng confirms the quantity. Then he drops the bomb. Full cash payment. Silence. Xiaodou stares at him, then at her tablet, then back at him. What? Full cash payment. Unbelievable. Yes, cash, Jiang Cheng says with quiet composure. And I'll hire you to manage the rentals afterward. Xiaodou's brain is running the numbers at full speed. Commissions from the sale, plus rental management fees, plus future purchases from this man. Her mind is spinning with possibility. Meanwhile, her senior colleague has been eavesdropping through the wall this whole time. His expression? Crumbling. He heard everything. 5 units. Full cash. Hire Xiaodou directly. What? This rich kid is buying 5 units cash. I completely misjudged him. Xiaodou, meanwhile, has stars in her eyes. Sir, I'll absolutely make this deal happen. 1 hour later, the manager himself appears, buttoning his jacket, all formal smiles, and presents the contracts. Sir, I'm the manager. Xia and I have secured 5 units totaling 5 million. Our commission is 2%. Please review these contracts. Jiang Cheng doesn't even look at the manager. I'll sign now. I trust Xia. I'll contact her for future purchases. Ding. Beginner critical strike card activated. 35x multiplier. 35 million yen awarded. Ding. Beginner critical strike card activated. 50x multiplier. 50 million yen awarded. Ding. 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 5 cards. 5 properties. 5 separate multiplier explosions. The total? Over 230 million yen. 230 million yuan from a 5 million yuan investment. Jiang Cheng stares at the system panel, flooding his vision. Holy crap. I was thinking 10x returns before. It seems I was too superficial. 20 minutes later, Jiang Cheng returns home, greeted by the familiar warmth of his family. His mother welcomes him with chilled watermelon, his favorite, while casually questioning his recent plans. The topic quickly shifts to his graduation trip. Jiang Cheng reveals his intention to go to Modu, not just for travel, but to scout the area before applying to university there. His father, relaxed as always, simply tells him to take money and handle things himself. His mother, however, can't help but nag, worried he'll become too dependent and struggle in life. Amid the light-hearted bickering, Jiang Cheng quietly reflects. This time, unlike his past life, he will not disappoint them. The next day, Jiang Cheng boards his flight, but due to last-minute booking, he's stuck in economy class. Tall and uncomfortable, he squeezes through the aisle until suddenly, he freezes. Zhouing. A coincidence too perfect. Both of them realize they're seated together. Just as Zhouing settles in, a third passenger arrives, Qinshin. Overly familiar and clearly interested, he immediately tries to strike up conversation with Zhouing. Jiang Cheng calmly intervenes, asking Zhouing to take the inside seat and subtly establishing his presence. Qinshin doesn't back down, continuing to show off, mentioning his travel experience, connections, and hotel arrangements, clearly trying to impress. Zhouing, however, remains visibly uninterested, almost completely speechless. When Qinshin boasts about his hotel and private pickup service, Jiangchen casually responds. He has already arranged the same. At Aminyanjian. The moment the name is spoken, Qinshin is stunned. That hotel isn't just expensive, it's legendary. And when Jiangchen adds that he booked a courtyard villa, the shock deepens. Qinshin finally realizes. The quiet classmate beside him is far from ordinary. As the conversation fades, Jiangchen reflects on Zhouing. Once the school's most untouchable beauty. Wealthy, elegant, and distant. She was the kind of girl no one dare pursue. Not because she was arrogant, but because she felt unreachable. But things changed. After her family encountered trouble, her life quietly shifted. Now, the once untouchable goddess sits beside him, no longer surrounded by luxury, yet still just as radiant. Zhouing downplays her past, but Jiangcheng sees more than she says. After landing, Jiangcheng is greeted by the efficiency of his hotel's arrangements. When he offers to drop Zhouing off, she politely refuses, saying she'll head to Pudong on her own. But Jiangcheng insists. They're old classmates. There's no need for distance. He arranges for his private butler to take her first. Meanwhile, Qinshin watches everything unfold, his thoughts turning darker. The courtyard villa is everything it promised. Ancient timber, quiet courtyards, old Felgiangian architecture wrapped around modern luxury. Jiangcheng takes it in. Not bad at all. Definitely worth every penny. Wang Yi, his private butler, greets him at the entrance. Mr. Jiang, your bath is ready. All right, I'll take a bath then. He follows her to the outdoor tub, stone-rimmed, steaming under the evening sky. She helps him in without a word. Scrubbing your back is also part of the service. Though I won't be washing you completely, Jiang Cheng. She works quietly. Then after a moment, Jiang Cheng. I'm doing this because I genuinely feel a connection with you. I want you to know that. Jiang Cheng stares out at the dark garden. Damn it. What the hell am I thinking? Wang Yi leans in, voice low. Mr. Jiang, we're hosting a private reception tonight. One of our platinum clients is holding a small auction. You're a VIP guest here. You're more than welcome to attend. What kind of auction? Jewelry mostly. High-end pieces. Dress code? No dress code. It's an internal affair. Jiang Cheng considers it. I'll go. The room hums with money. Champagne, tailored suits, the quiet murmur of people who've never had to check a price tag. The auctioneer holds up the next item, a gold watch under a spotlight. Our next piece is a diamond-inlaid chronograph. Patek Philippe. Global limited edition. Only 10 in existence. Bidding opens at 15 million, with raises of no less than 500,000. The paddles go up. Jiang Cheng watches the number climb. He does the math quickly. In another 3 to 5 years, the resale value on this will be double. Maybe more. It'd be a crime not to buy it. He raises his paddle. Bidder 35, 15.5 million. The room stirs. The number climbs again. Back and forth. 18 million. Sold to bidder 35. The crowd murmurs. Someone nearby shakes his head, grinning. He could have bought 2 Patek Philippe's for that. Is he going to wear them on alternate days? A young man approaches with a relaxed smile. Hey man, nice to meet you. Wang Zheng. Then another. Qin Fun. Jiang Cheng nods. Jiang Cheng. Wang Zheng studies him. So if that was you, bidder A was going hard for that watch, but you just kept going. You an expert on luxury pieces. Not really. I wouldn't say I love them. Never even bought one before. Just trying something new. Qin Fun laughs. That's wild. An $18 million watch on a whim. How old are you? 18. 18. Damn. When I was your age, I definitely didn't have the guts for that. Jiang Cheng smiles. We should hang out sometime. Yeah. The system chimes quietly in the background. Level up. Daily income increases. The numbers mean something now, but relative to what he actually needs, it's still just a start. He turns a corner on the stairs and stops. A woman with silver blonde hair stands there, looking him over with obvious recognition. Huh, you Xiao Xiao. She blinks, then a slow smile. You're from the other night. That's right. You were getting paid to spend time with a beautiful woman. Now that's a wonderful night. She steps closer. You little punk. I figured you were some broke student. I didn't expect you to be a rich kid. I'm a student, he replies. And now I want you to return the favor. The auction's wrapping up. I've got the courtyard villa. Care to join me? Yu Xiao Xiao tilts her head, considering. Fine. I've had enough to drink anyway. But you'd better work harder than last time. Yu Xiao Xiao. You stop right there. A man storms around the corner, sharp features, obviously furious. Zhang Yu. Yu Xiao Xiao's ex-fiancé. What are you doing here again? What I do is none of your damn business. Don't you forget. We're engaged to be married. Have you no shame? You were cheating on me, and you still want to get married? Are you insane? Zhang Yu steps in close, voice dropping. That's irrelevant. We had the engagement party. We're engaged, and you go to marry me. That's final. Yu Xiao Xiao's expression hardens. You're disgusting. You never liked me. You were using me as a cover. Go mess around with your boy toys. That's what you actually want, right? The system flickers. Host, you now face 2 choices. Option 1. Walk away. Receive a costume and 250 yuan in cash. Option 2. Intervene. Receive a physical enhancement and 1 bad luck card. Jiang Cheng stares at the screen. System, are you kidding me? Do I look like the kind of person who'd let himself be walked over? He steps in. Zhang Yu doesn't see it coming. The punch lands clean. Zhang Yu goes down. Security? He hit me. Somebody help. A small crowd gathers. An event manager steps forward calm. Gentlemen, if it's not a big deal, let's settle this peacefully. There's no need to disturb the peace. Zhang Yu scrambles to his feet, pointing. You're all ganging up on me. I'll call the police. Jiang Cheng turns to Yu Xiao Xiao. Don't worry. If he calls the police, I'll just say he was harassing you and I stepped in to protect you. She stares at him. I didn't expect him to stick up for me like this. Zhang Yu wasn't alone. More men pour in from outside, one of them holding a knife. People scatter. Someone screams. Jiang Cheng checks the system. Option 2 confirmed. Enhancement multiplier card. All physical attributes boosted. He uses it. The energy hits him all at once. Strength, speed, everything sharpened. Just as I thought. Every part of me feels different. He moves. One man, then another. Fast, clean, no wasted motion. Zhang Yu's men go down. From across the room, Yu Xiao Xiao watches wide-eyed. He's not just some rich kid. He's a total beast. What kind of insane plot twist is this? A crowd gathers as Zhang Yu is knocked down in just a few moves. Bystanders whisper in shock and admiration. All eyes turn toward Jiang Cheng. The officer steps in to control the situation while Zhang Yu loudly accuses Jiang Cheng of attacking him. Yu Xiao Xiao quickly explains that Zhang Yu was trying to force her into marriage. The mood shifts as the truth comes out. Zhang Yu, still unwilling to back down, demands security footage. Suddenly, his phone rings. Fraud alerts. Money withdrawn. Another call, his car has been wrecked. Panic spreads across his face. He loses control and runs off in a hurry. Jiang Cheng calmly takes Yu Xiao away. While Yu Xiao anxiously checks Jiang Cheng for injuries. She begins to open up, explaining her engagement was forced due to her grandfather's condition. Later, she discovered Zhang Yu's betrayal. Jiang Cheng listens quietly and reassures her. She hesitates, worried he might look down on her. Jiang Cheng steps closer and comforts her without judgment. The tension fades as she accepts his presence. Morning light fills the room. Outside, maids gossip quietly, noticing the obvious signs left behind. Inside, Jiang Cheng scrolls through his phone casually. He jokes about posting a coming-of-age photo. Yu Xiao allows it without resistance. Photos are taken. The post goes up. Comments flood in instantly shock, envy, disbelief. Jiang Cheng enters the showroom to look at cars. Nearby, Boss Wang pressures Su Wan under the guise of generosity. He offers to buy her a car and promises opportunities, but his intentions are clear. Su Wan tries to use politely. Boss Wang becomes more aggressive, revealing his true motives. He threatens to withdraw investment if she doesn't comply. Su Wan firmly refuses. Jiang Cheng watches silently from the side. He recognizes her potential and future. The situation grows tense. A system notification suddenly appears. Special mission triggered. Jiang Cheng had just received a new mission from the system. Help Su Wan out of her predicament and get her to agree to a contract. If he succeeded, a special reward awaited him. As he thought about the mission, Jiang Cheng quickly realized that words alone wouldn't be enough. If he wanted Su Wan to trust him, he first needed to prove that he had the financial strength to back up his promises. Turning to a saleswoman at the luxury dealership, Jiang Cheng asked about purchasing the LaFerrari. The saleswoman explained that the LaFerrari was a limited edition model. Buyers had to pass a credit review, already own at least 5 Ferrari vehicles, and be recognized as established clients before they could even qualify. When Jiang Cheng asked whether that meant he couldn't buy it, she revealed there was another option. Occasionally, when customers on the waiting list failed to complete their orders, an opening would become available. The only catch was that the required deposit would be significantly higher. Jiang Cheng didn't hesitate. As long as you can sell it to me, I'll pay in full. The saleswoman froze in shock. Did he even know how much the car cost? Even nearby customers couldn't help but stare. Su Wan was equally stunned. Boss Wang, a wealthy businessman, would think twice before buying a car worth several million yuan, yet this man was casually talking about paying the full price for a top-tier LaFerrari. The saleswoman carefully informed him that the final cost, including customizations, would likely reach 40 to 50 million yuan. Jiang Cheng's answer remained unchanged. That's acceptable. Completely shaken, the saleswoman rushed off to bring the manager. Moments later, a familiar figure appeared. Young Master Qin had heard rumors that someone intended to pay the full amount for a LaFerrari and came over to investigate. To his surprise, the buyer turned out to be Jiang Cheng. Jiang Cheng casually explained that he had only recently arrived in Modu and wasn't used to being without a car, so he thought he'd buy one. Young Master Qin laughed. Calling the purchase of a 50 million yuan supercar casual was a level of bragging beyond imagination. When a manager asked about Jiang Cheng's identity, Qin immediately pointed to the watch on Jiang Cheng's wrist. It was the same luxury watch that had sold for 18 million yuan at yesterday's auction. The manager's attitude changed instantly. Anyone who could casually spend over 10 million on a watch certainly had no problem purchasing a supercar worth 50 million. Without further questions, he personally began processing Jiang Cheng's registration. Watching everything unfold, Su Wan became increasingly shocked. A man who could spend tens of millions on watches and cars without hesitation was far wealthier than any rich second-generation heir she had ever met. Even young Master Qin privately estimated that Jiang Cheng's net worth had long surpassed 100 million yuan. Meanwhile, Boss Wang's expression darkened. Seeing Su Wan's attention focused entirely on Jiang Cheng, he suddenly lost interest in buying a car. He ordered Su Wan to accompany him for drinks, promising that investment money would follow as long as she kept him happy. Su Wan immediately declined, saying she needed to return to the company for a meeting. Boss Wang's patience finally snapped. He openly threatened her career, making it clear that she either complied with his demands or gave up any hope of advancing in the industry. After delivering his ultimatum, he turned around and stormed off. Su Wan stood frozen. Just then, Jiang Cheng called out to her. When she looked over in confusion, Jiang Cheng introduced himself and told her not to worry about the failed investment. If you won't invest, I will. Su Wan could hardly believe her ears. This was the same man who had casually spent 50 million on a car. Financially, he completely outclassed Boss Wang. Still, she couldn't understand his intentions. Jiang Cheng simply explained that he was busy today and suggested discussing the details tomorrow. Relieved, Su Wan immediately agreed and asked to exchange WeChat contacts. After adding each other, she happily promised to wait for his message. Once she left, Jiang Cheng asked how long it would take to receive the LaFerrari. The manager informed him that the waiting period would be at least a year. A year was far too long. At that moment, young Master Cheen suggested visiting an upcoming auto show at the Bund. Luxury brands from Lamborghini to Porsche would be present, and vehicles could be purchased and driven away immediately. Jiang Cheng agreed. Later that day, at Manhwa restaurant, Yu Xiaoxiao enthusiastically introduced one specialty dish after another. But Jiang Cheng teasingly told her that he was more interested in her than the food. The playful exchange quickly left Yu Xiaoxiao blushing and happy. During their meal, Jiang Cheng brought up Su Wan. Yu Xiaoxiao explained that Su Wan was an artist under her company's management. Although the company wasn't focusing many resources on her, she possessed excellent potential. Jiang Cheng revealed his true plan, that he intended to sign Su Wan and invest heavily in her future. In his eyes, once his entertainment company was established and Su Wan received the right resources, she would become a major star within 2 years and generate enormous profits. Yu Xiaoxiao pointed out the difficulties. Su Wan's contract had not expired, meaning buying her out would require millions in compensation fees. On top of that, a completely new company would need to be established. Jiang Cheng wasn't concerned about the money. He promised to provide all necessary funding and even offered Yu Xiaoxiao shares in the company. However, Yu Xiaoxiao immediately refused. She preferred managing operations and receiving a high salary rather than becoming a shareholder. After Jiang Cheng explained his encounter with Su Wan, Yu Xiaoxiao smiled knowingly. You like her, don't you? Jiang Cheng admitted that he wanted to invest in her future and bring her under his company. Rather than feeling jealous, Yu Xiaoxiao offered her full support. She even assured him that he could always rely on her whenever he needed help. Hearing that, Jiang Cheng gently reassured her. No matter who she was or what role she played in his life, he would always treat her well. Those words deeply moved Yu Xiaoxiao. For the first time in years, she felt genuine happiness. Before meeting Jiang Cheng, her life had been consumed by pressure and expectations, especially the constant demands to get married. Now, she finally felt like she was truly living. Just as the atmosphere became more emotional, Jiang Cheng's phone suddenly vibrated. A new message appeared on the screen. It was from Su Wan. Though slightly nervous, she politely asked where and what time they should meet tomorrow to discuss the investment. Jiang Cheng pulls up in a golden yellow sleek supercar, looking like an absolute walking cheat code. His potential signing target, the gorgeous starlet Su Wan, greets him with peak professional sweetness. Destination? The ultra-exclusive Baiwa Hotel overlooking Shanghai's Lujiazui skyline. As they sit down to talk business over lunch, Jiang Cheng asks about her previous web series drama. Su Wan laughs it off, stating she's just a lukewarm actress and the entire project budget was a mere 5 million yuan. But look at Jiang Cheng's face. 5 million? What kind of quality can you even produce with that? Bro literally treats 5 million like lunch money. Su Wan tries to explain that small budget shows have quick returns, handing over the script. But Jiang Cheng waves it off. No need. I'm only responsible for funding. And then he drops the absolute ultimate line. If you're anxious, should I just wire the 5 million directly into your personal bank account right now? What? On their second date. Absolute king energy. Jiang Cheng drops the bait. He wants to sign her exclusively. But Su Wan points out a massive obstacle. Her current company will fine her a fortune to terminate. Jiang Cheng just smiles. It's nothing but spare change to him. Meanwhile, inside Su Wan's head, an epic mental battle is brewing. Angel Su Wan says protect your principles, while Devil Su Wan says he is a young gigachad who wants to spend millions on you. Say yes. Jiang Cheng's business plan? I'll build the company after you sign. Insane confidence. He promises to clear her debt and feed her all the resources. Su Wan hesitantly asks if there are any special requirements, but Jiang Cheng plays the chess master. He promises zero sketchy business, executing peak gentleman behavior. Boom! Friendliness rises to 60 as she completely opens up to him. With the deal practically sealed, they celebrate over an amazing lunch. Su Wan asks when she can call him boss, but Jiang Cheng suggests big brother. When she points out he's only 18, our boy doesn't back down. He smirks and points out he is her investor, so calling him big brother is only natural. Su Wan is totally flustered by his unexpected confidence, the absolute charisma of this teenager. While Su Wan is promising to work her hardest, Jiang Cheng is watching the floating system screens drop absolute legendary loot. He receives a whopping 20% shares in Hengqing Investment Company, providing him with a completely legal, rock-solid source of income. This is the ultimate billionaire level up. Suddenly a call from home. His dad is absolutely blown away by his son's corporate earnings. Jiang Cheng casually drops. Oh, it's just a light 600,000 yuan monthly dividend. His dad tries to act cool around his friends, but Jiang Cheng's mom completely exposes him for bragging like a madman on WeChat. The classic Asian parent pride. You absolutely love to see it. Next stop, the legendary Patek Philippe Maison. Su Wan playful teases him by calling him sugar daddy. But when they pull up to a boutique where watch's entry price is 200,000, her mind explodes. This isn't just a casual stroll. This is a billionaire taking an afternoon field trip. Drama alert. In the VIP room, They run into Su Wan's toxic industry senior, the popular actress Lin Ru, who is clinging onto a greasy financier named Wang Hai. Jiang Chung boots up his system scanner on Lin Ru and uncovers a hilarious stat drop. Her privacy level is 78, meaning she has quite a crowd in her personal logs. The absolute, lethal scumbag system analysis. Lin Ru attempts a status attack, calling Su Wan her lowly maid, while greasy brother Wang slides his card. But Jiang Chung handles it with a certified level 10 financial nuke. Hearing that the watch Lin Ru was pestering her sponsor for his 380K, Jiang Chung tells the clerk, "Only show me watches over 500K, don't show me cheap trash under that." At a luxury watch boutique, Jiang Chung turned to Su Wan and pointed at two elegant women's watches. "Su Wan, help me choose between these two. I'm buying one for my mother." After studying them carefully, Su Wan pointed to one of the watches. "For your mother, this one would be better. It looks noble and reserved." The salesperson immediately nodded in agreement. "You have excellent taste, miss. This model is set with 450 diamonds, totaling 2.5 carats. The price is 883,000 yuan. He then pointed to the second watch. "As for this one, it matches the taste of young ladies much better. It's also slightly cheaper at 850,000 yuan. Jiang Chung smiled. "Su Wan, try it on. I want to see how it looks." Although slightly embarrassed, Su Wan put the watch on her wrist. The result was stunning. Both Jiang Chung and the salesperson nodded approvingly. "Not bad. They both look much better than that 380,000 yuan model." Nearby, Lin Ru's expression immediately darkened. Before she could say anything, Jiang Chung made his decision. "Wrap up all four of these watches." The salesperson's eyes widened. "Of course, sir. I'll prepare them immediately. Please wait a moment." As the staff began packaging the watches, Su Wan reached toward her wrist, preparing to remove the one she had tried on. Before she could take it off, Jiang Chung stopped her. "Don't take that one off. It's yours." Su Wan froze. "Huh? No, this is far too expensive. I can't accept it." Jiang Chung waved his hand casually. "It's just a small trinket. Don't think too much about it. There's no special meaning behind it. Besides, I've already paid for it, so I can't return it." Su Wan immediately shook her head. "I really can't accept it. If it can't be returned, then give both watches to your mother." Jiang Chung laughed. "My mother is in her 50s. How could a watch designed for young women suit her? People would laugh at me. It's settled. We're going to be colleagues soon anyway. Just consider it a welcome gift." Su Wan hesitative. Refusing repeatedly in front of everyone would make things awkward, especially since Jiang Chung would soon become her boss. After a brief internal struggle, she finally relented. At that exact moment, a pink system notification appeared before Jiang Cheng's eyes. "Friendliness, 75. Su Wan smiled helplessly. "Well, in that case, thank you, my tycoon boss. Don't mention it." A short while later, the salesperson returned with a completed purchase. "Sir, your total comes to 4,388,500 yuan. Here's your receipt. Please keep it safe." Another sales associate then stepped forward with a gift package. "Thank you very much for supporting our brand, sir. This is a special gift from us. We hope you enjoy it." Watching the scene unfold, Lin Ru nearly bit through her teeth. Su Wan, of all people, is wearing an 850,000 yuan luxury watch. My status is much higher than hers, yet even my watch isn't worth that much. What does that make me? Unable to accept it, she pointed toward the gift package. "Hey, they got a gift. What about us?" The salesperson politely smiled. "Miss Lin, there isn't one. I am sorry." The answer only made her mood worse. Meanwhile, her companion's face had become increasingly ugly. His original plan had been simple. Buy Lin Ru a watch, enjoy a candlelit dinner, and finish the evening at a hotel. But after watching Jiang Chung casually spend millions without blinking, the atmosphere had been completely destroyed. Frustrated, he turned around. "Let's go. We'll come back another time." The salesperson looked toward Lin Ru. "So, Miss Lin, would you still like this watch?" After a long pause, she forced out a reply. "Maybe next time." As the pair left the store in embarrassment, a familiar notification suddenly appeared before Jiang Chung. Ding! A blue system panel materialized. "Mission complete." Moments later, a text message arrived from the bank confirming the transfer. Looking at the balance, Jiang Chung couldn't help but smile. Even after subtracting the 4 million he had just spent, he had still earned nearly 8.9 million yuan in profit. Since things were going so well, he decided to continue improving his relationship with Su Wan. Turning toward her, he casually asked what kind of handbag she liked. A short while later, the two arrived at a luxury handbag store. Su Wan immediately tried to stop him, but Jiang Chung simply ignored her protests and asked the sales associate which styles were currently the most popular. The employee quickly introduced two of the season's best-selling bags. After taking a quick look, Jiang Chung didn't waste any time. "All right, charge it." The sales associate was stunned by how decisive he was. After processing the purchase, she informed him that the total came to 120,000 yuan. She also happily announced that he had officially become a store member and would receive notifications for future promotions. Meanwhile, Su Wan could only watch in disbelief. Inwardly, she felt completely overwhelmed. Her boss was simply too rich. Half an hour later, after finishing their shopping trip, Suwon finally gathered the courage to speak. First the luxury watch, then the expensive handbags. She honestly didn't know how to repay him. After thanking him sincerely, she invited him to come to her place for a drink. Jiang Chung raised an eyebrow. For water? Suwon smiled and replied that anything was fine, including alcohol. However, Jiang Chung immediately refused. A man had to protect himself when he was outside. If he got drunk, who knew what a certain girl might try to do? Hearing that response, Suwon rolled her eyes. You're a little too confident, aren't you? But Jiang Chung simply laughed. He wasn't joking. After reminding her to get some rest and thanking her for accompanying him during the shopping trip, he prepared to leave. Suwon guab gudvie. As she watched him walk away, she suddenly realized something. He genuinely had no intention of going upstairs with her. Not even a little. For the first time, she felt that Jiang Chung might actually be a genuinely good person. At the same time, her friendliness toward him increased once again. The value had already reached 80 points. Seeing the new number, Jiang Chung was delighted. The friendliness level was rising faster than he expected. 80 points already qualified as a secret crush. If things continued progressing at this speed, then reaching the next stage was only a matter of time. With a grin, he confidently declared to himself that Suwon would belong to him sooner or later. Half an hour later, Jiang Chung returned to Aminyanjian. As soon as he arrived, a hotel employee greeted him respectfully. His bath had already been prepared and was ready whenever he wanted. However, Jiang Chung wasn't interested in bathing yet. He planned to go swimming first and asked for a bottle of champagne to be opened. After finishing the day's arrangements, the woman who had accompanied Jiang Chung smiled politely. Mr. Jiang, now that my service is complete, I won't disturb you any further. If you need anything, feel free to call me. I'll pick you up tomorrow for the auto show. As she left, Jiang Chung couldn't help feeling slightly embarrassed. No extra services. Looks like I really was overthinking things. The next day, Jiang Chung arrived at the Shanghai Auto Show alone. Qin Fin had called earlier, saying something unexpected had come up and he wouldn't be able to attend. No big difference. Looking around by myself is fine too. Walking through the massive exhibition halls, Jiang Chung looked around with interest. Luxury brands from all over the world filled the venue. The newest models attracted endless crowds of visitors. Still, the prices left him somewhat disappointed. The most expensive car here is only around 2.2 million. Cheap. Way too cheap. After his recent spending spree, his standards had risen dramatically. Just as he was browsing, several familiar faces suddenly entered his field of vision. Huh, aren't those Jiang Yun, Suya, Li Sudong, and Cheng Jiping? What are they doing here? Then he spotted another familiar figure standing beside one of the display vehicles. Zhouing. So her job in Shanghai is working as a car model? Meanwhile, Zhouing was surrounded by several former classmates. Zhouing, what time do you finish work? I'll come pick you up later. Before she could answer, Suya spoke first. Zhouing is super busy. We shouldn't bother her. Then she added with a slightly sour tone. Besides, she already turned down our graduation trip invitation. She obviously thinks she's too good for us now. Zhou Ying remained silent. The awkward atmosphere was impossible to miss. Jiang Chung happened to hear every word. Seriously? Why does this feel like I somehow got teleported back to Chengdu? How did all my high school classmates end up here? At that moment, Li Sudong finally noticed him. Jiang Chung, what are you doing here? Wait a second. It hasn't been that long since we met, but you've gotten way more handsome. What happened? Jiang Yun immediately chimed in. Seriously, did you come to Shanghai for plastic surgery or something? Another classmate laughed. Forget his face, even his voice sounds better now. We just happened to meet up with some old classmates. Then she pointed toward Zhouing. Are you here to see our class flower too? She's a famous car model in Shanghai now. Look at all those guys crowding around taking pictures. Jiang Chung glanced toward her, but ignored the remark. Instead, the system suddenly activated. Jiang Chung almost choked. Whoa, Suya's privacy value is actually 30? Another panel appeared. Jiang Yun, age 19, height 165 centimeters, appearance 85, figure 90, privacy value 2, friendliness 75, close friend. Jiang Chung stared at the screen. Wait, why is her friendliness toward me so high? We barely even talk. What's going on? Then he glanced at another classmate who had always been interested in Jiang Yun. Poor guy, he's completely obsessed with a girl like that. A classmate waved a hand in front of his face. Jiang Chung, what are you spacing out about? Jiang Chung looked at him sympathetically. Nothing. All I can say is, take care of yourself, brother. The classmate blinked. Are you high? Why are you acting so weird? Ignoring him, Jiang Chung walked toward Zhouing. Zhouing, you're even prettier than the last time I saw you. A faint smile appeared on her face. Jiang Chung, you're here for the auto show too? Yeah, just looking around. At that moment, another classmate enthusiastically joined the conversation. Seriously though, are all of you surrounding our goddess because you're planning to buy a car? As expected of our class president, you even know supercars. The self-proclaimed expert immediately continued. This is the first mid-engine, four-wheel drive model in its history. It's packed with futuristic technology. After taxes, it'll cost somewhere between 5 and 8 million yuan. It's an incredible car. Another classmate laughed. You know every detail about it. Don't tell me you're actually buying one. Before the conversation could continue, Zhou Ying gently interrupted everyone. Sorry, everyone. I'm working right now. Can we catch up another time? It's not really appropriate for you all to be crowding around here. Li Sudong turned to Zhou Ying. He explained that he had scored 625 on the Gaokao and that his family wanted to reward him with a car. He asked her to help him look at a few options and promised that if he found something suitable, he would really buy it. Zhou Ying looked slightly embarrassed. She admitted that she didn't know much about cars and suggested that he ask one of the sales representatives instead. But Li Sudong wasn't ready to give up. After all, they were old classmates, and he claimed he felt more comfortable talking to her. Before Zhou Ying could respond, Jiang Cheng suddenly laughed. He pointed out that Zhou Ying had already said she didn't know much about cars. If Li Sudong thought a car was suitable, he should just buy it. Then Jiang Cheng teased him mercilessly. What era was this? Was he really still using the excuse of buying a car just to chat with the goddess? Li Sudong's expression immediately turned ugly. He shot back that buying a car wasn't like shopping at a school convenience store. Of course, he needed to learn more before making a decision. Then he challenged Jiang Cheng directly. Since he made it sound so easy, why didn't he buy one too? Jiang Cheng smiled. He didn't mind at all. Turning toward Zhou Ying, he pointed at a luxury car nearby. If I buy this car, does it come with a model? Zhou Ying couldn't help laughing. She admitted that she never knew Jiang Cheng could be this funny. But Jiang Cheng immediately corrected her. He was being completely serious. Li Sudong was getting increasingly annoyed. He told Jiang Cheng to stop showing off and let Zhou Ying focus on her work. Unfortunately for Zhou Ying, the manager suddenly appeared. The manager scolded her for chatting during work hours and reminded her that the dealership wasn't paying her to socialize. Startled, Zhou Ying quickly apologized and promised to be more careful. Seeing that, Jiang Cheng immediately turned the blame toward Li Sudong. If Li Sudong wanted information, he should ask the sales representatives. Because of him, Zhou Ying had just been reprimanded. Li Sudong immediately protested. Jiang Cheng had been talking to Zhou Ying for just as long. Then he challenged him again. Since he'd been looking around for so long, which car was he actually planning to buy? Jiang Cheng casually examined the vehicle beside him. The price wasn't bad, but with Zhou Ying standing next to it, the combination of a beautiful woman and a luxury car made it top tier. Once again, he asked the same question. If I buy this car, does it come with a model? At that moment, the manager noticed the luxury watch on Jiang Cheng's wrist. His attitude instantly changed. Without hesitation, he assured Jiang Cheng that if he truly purchased the vehicle, the model would definitely be included. Jiang Cheng nodded in satisfaction. Good, you said it. Then he pulled out his card. I'll pay in full. The surrounding students froze. One girl stared in disbelief. The base price of the vehicle alone exceeded 5 million yuan. After adding the options, the total price was over 8 million. Another classmate looked completely shocked. Was Jiang Cheng actually serious? Even the girl in the pink dress was stunned. Could Jiang Cheng really spend 8 million yuan as casually as spending pocket money? Li Sudong still refused to believe it. He warned Jiang Cheng to stop showing off. Zhou Ying worked there, and he shouldn't get her fired because of his nonsense. Jiang Cheng looked at him like he was an idiot. How would buying a car hurt Zhou Ying? In fact, he was buying the car specifically because of her. Turning to the manager, he asked if that wasn't true. The manager immediately agreed. If the purchase went through, the sales commission would definitely belong to Zhou Ying. At the same time, a notification appeared before Jiang Cheng's eyes. Friendliness increased by 5 points. The friendliness value had now reached 80. Jiang Cheng was naturally pleased. Then he reminded the manager about their agreement. Buying the car came with the car model. Meanwhile, Li Sudong's thoughts were in complete chaos. That bastard Jiang Cheng was still flirting with Zhou Ying. But more importantly, he hoped Jiang Cheng wouldn't suddenly pull out some excuse about a frozen bank card and back out of the deal. Otherwise, he would have completely embarrassed himself for nothing. Ignoring him, Jiang Cheng simply asked whether the vehicle was in stock. If possible, he wanted to drive it away today. The manager immediately assured him that the car was available. He personally invited Jiang Cheng to the VIP room so they could process everything immediately. Not long afterward, the payment machine displayed the result. Transaction completed. Payment successful. The manager's smile became even wider. The paperwork would be prepared right away. Then he instructed Zhou Ying to take good care of young Master Jiang. Seeing the completed transaction, Li Sudong's mind went blank. Jiang Cheng had actually spent more than 8 million yuan on a car. For a moment, he could only stand there in shock that, in the end, he realized the truth. He had completely humiliated himself. I never would have guessed, old Jiang. You're a super rich kid? Why were you so low-key back in school? Beside him, Suya, blushing deeply, her eyes sparkling with opportunistic excitement, clasps her hands together and sidles up to Jiang Cheng. In a sweet, pleading tone, she adds, Yeah, Jiang Cheng, I've never ridden in a supercar before. You have to take me for a spin later. Immediately, system status, friendliness value, 95. Standing nearby, Jiang Yun adjusts her glasses with a cold, piercing, analytical glare. She sees right through the flattering act and cuts in sharply. Suya, Jiangcheng bought this car for Zhou, right? Supercars only have 2 seats. There's no room for you. Suya's sweet facade slips for a fraction of a second. She tilts her head back, her expression turning smug and condescending as she retorts. Why wouldn't there be room for me? I'll sit in the passenger seat. Zhou has to work, right? Plus, she's a car model. I bet plenty of guys let her test drive cars like this every day. Seated comfortably in a plush lounge chair, sipping from a teacup, Jiangcheng observes the bickering. Deep inside, his brow furrows as he reflects on the absurdity of the situation. Jiangcheng's thought, I haven't done a damn thing, so how did Suya's friendliness value go up again? I really don't get people like her, standing close to the gorgeous, dark-haired Zhou. He looks at her warmly and declares, Jiang Yun is right. This car would only look good with Zhou in it. Zhou looks down, silent and guarded, her only response a quiet murmur. Sensing the shifting dynamics, Suya steps closer, her eyes narrowing as she delivers a pointed, venomous question aimed to stir up trouble. Jiangcheng, I heard you and Zhao Jia broke up. It wasn't because of Zhou, was it? Inside, Suya's thoughts burn with sheer, unadulterated malice. Suya's thought, you bitch surname Zhou, if I can't be happy, I'll make you miserable too. The rumor hits Zhou like a physical blow. A bead of sweat forms on her neck, her mind racing with confusion and doubt. Zhou Ying's thought, what? Jiangcheng broke up with her? But he treated Zhao Jia so well before. With effortless poise, Jiangcheng places a reassuring hand on Zhou, holding her close to him. He addresses the group with absolute confidence. My breakup with Zhao Jia has nothing to do with anyone else. The classmate with the green bowl cut suddenly locks his eyes onto Jiangcheng's wrist. In a state of pure shock, he grabs Jiangcheng's arm to inspect the timepiece. Holy crap, Jiangcheng, is that watch of yours worth over $1 million too? He looks up, shaking his head at the irony of their past. Back in school, you'd always plead poverty when we asked you to treat us. Turns out you were just pretending. It's getting late. We should find a place for dinner before the traffic gets bad. A silent, awkward truth hangs heavy in the air between them. System/narrative note. They knew he was showing off, but they didn't have any way to deal with him. Eager to keep herself in his orbit, Suya quickly steps ahead of the others, turning back to Jiangcheng with a bright, hopeful smile. Jiangcheng, come eat with us. After dinner we can go shopping. How about it? Jiangcheng politely declined the invitation. He explained that he already had plans for the evening, but suggested they meet up again once they returned to Rongqing. Before leaving, Jiangcheng told Zhou to continue with her work while he looked around the showroom by himself. Zhou nodded and thanked him. Jiangcheng simply smiled. After all, they were classmates. There was no need to be so formal. He reminded her that they could always hang out another time before walking away. Just then, a saleswoman approached him. She asked if he was interested in looking at any other models. As Jiangcheng continued browsing, a pink Lamborghini caught his attention. The saleswoman quickly introduced the vehicle. According to her, it was a custom Lamborghini designed specifically for female customers. Looking at the car, Jiangcheng immediately thought of Xiao Xiao. In his opinion, the vehicle suited her perfectly. Curious, he asked for the price. The saleswoman explained that because of its high-end configuration, the total cost came to 9.5 million yuan. She was about to continue explaining the complimentary maintenance package that came with the purchase. But before she could finish, Jiangcheng made his decision. He casually took out his card. Fine, I'll take it. The saleswoman froze for a moment before her face lit up with excitement. She immediately promised to process the purchase right away. However, Jiangcheng had one more request. He asked whether they could arrange a delivery ceremony for the vehicle. The saleswoman assured him that it wouldn't be a problem at all. She promised that the dealership would organize a grand and luxurious ceremony worthy of such a purchase, and invited him to sit down while they handled the paperwork. While waiting at the Lamborghini showroom, a livestream streamer was enthusiastically showing viewers a pink Lamborghini. What? You don't think pink looks good? Who says a Lamborghini has to be yellow or red? Let me tell you, my top supporter. If you give this car to a girl, you'll find true love that very same day. The streamer grinned at her camera. Still don't believe me? Then look over there. There's a guy checking out the exact same pink Lamborghini. He even sat inside it just now. Everyone, get this stream to 3,000 likes, and I'll go interview him live. Let him tell you what it feels like. Thousands of viewers flooded the chat with comments and reactions. As she continued streaming, a dealership employee approached. Excuse me, miss. Are you here to place an order, or just browsing? The streamer hesitated. I just wanted to take a look. The employee politely replied. In that case, could you please provide proof of fund verification? The streamer was immediately stunned. What? You need proof of funds just to look at it? That guy over there was checking out cars without any verification. The employee maintained a professional smile. I'm sorry, but that's our standard policy for all customers. An awkward silence followed. The livestream chat instantly exploded. Some viewers complained about the dealership's attitude, while others explained that luxury supercar dealerships often required proof of financial capability before allowing close inspections of certain models. Others jokingly encouraged the streamer to interview the mysterious wealthy customer instead. Nearby, She couldn't stop thinking about Jiang Cheng. In less than half an hour, he had casually spent over 20 million yuan. Even before her family's financial difficulties, she could never have imagined spending money on that level. Meanwhile, Jiang Cheng had already finished all the paperwork. The dealership staff quickly finished installing the special license plate. Trying to downplay the situation, Jiang Cheng casually said, "Don't overthink it. I just reserved the plate number in advance, that's all." The manager forced a smile, but inwardly he was speechless. "Do you really think I'm that gullible? A simple reservation gets you a plate like this? And registration officials personally showing up to handle everything?" Of course, he didn't dare say any of that aloud. Instead, he immediately complimented Jiang Cheng. As expected of Mr. Jiang, "Your luck is incredible. Even your choice of license plate carries such meaning. I am truly impressed." A few moments later, one of the employees finished securing the plate. "Mr. Jiang, the installation is complete." The manager looked at the completed vehicle and became even more convinced of his earlier speculation. Their attitude toward him is far too respectful. Mr. Jiang is either the grandson of some provincial tycoon or a close relative of an extremely influential political figure. There's no way an ordinary person could receive treatment like this. Standing nearby, the deeper she looked into Jiang Cheng, the more mysterious he seemed. After everything was finished, she walked over with a bright smile. "Jiang Cheng, thank you so much for today." A few minutes later, she checked the time. "I'm about to get off work. Since we happen to meet today, how about I treat you to dinner?" Jiang Cheng was about to agree. His phone suddenly began ringing. The unexpected interruption cut him off mid-sentence. Jiang Cheng glanced at the caller ID and answered. "Hello." The voice on the other end sounded emotional and slightly intoxicated. "Jiang Cheng, I got dumped. You have to come over right now. I need someone to drink with me. Otherwise, I seriously feel like jumping into the Huangpu River." Jiang Cheng froze. The sudden emotional outburst, he sent Qin Tian a message. "Saw the Zhou Jian just got dumped and asked me to have a drink with him. Can I make it up to you with dinner tomorrow instead?" Qin Tian quickly replied, "Is he heartbroken because of Suya?" "I'm not sure either. I'll know after I get there." "Okay, let's meet another time." At the bar, when Jiang Cheng arrived, Zhou Jian was already several drinks in. Jiang Cheng sat down and smirked. "Oh, so you're not planning to jump into the Huangpu River anymore? Cut the crap and drink with me." Zhou Jian slammed a glass onto the table. Only after several drinks did he finally vent everything. "I've realized I'm just a complete simp. A backup option. Jiang Cheng, I feel absolutely miserable." He bitterly laughed. "You've seen how Suya orders me around all the time." Jiang Cheng nodded. That part was true. But today I noticed something. When Li Sudong went to the restroom, Suya immediately followed him. "Get to the point. I secretly followed them." His expression twisted. "And then I saw them hugging, kissing, and all over each other behind the hallway. I'm crushed, Lao Jun." Jiang Cheng couldn't help raising an eyebrow. "You two never even started dating. How can you call that heartbreak?" Zhou Jian glared at him. "Do you have to be so ruthless right now?" Jiang Cheng shrugged. "Fine. Then listen carefully. Suya isn't worth it. Let her go mess with Li Sudong instead. Who knows what kind of trouble he'll get himself in later." Zhou Jian froze. "Old Jiang, do you know something?" Jiang Cheng casually replied. "I heard from a friend that Suya's private life is pretty chaotic. I've tried hinting at it before. You just never listened." Zhou Jian buried his face in his hands. "My brain must have been crushed in a door back then. Forget it. It's all in the drinks." Bottoms up. 1 hour later, outside the bar, Zhou Jian was finally sober enough to stand. Jiang Cheng looked at him. "You sure you can get back to the hotel by yourself?" "No problem." Zhou Jian grinned drunkenly. "I'm heading out. Next time you get your heart broken, I'll come drink with you too." Jiang Cheng rolled his eyes. Who would get heartbroken? Get lost and go sleep. After watching his friend leave, Jiang Cheng took out his phone and called for a designated driver. Parking lot. While waiting, Jiang Cheng walked toward his newly acquired Ferrari SF90. Just then, a slightly tipsy woman suddenly blocked his path. "This is my boyfriend's car. You should stay away from it. If it gets scratched, you won't be able to afford the repairs." The system immediately activated. Name, Chun-Li. Age, 25. Height, 168 centimeters. Appearance, 85. Figure, 90. Privacy, 65. Friendliness, 30. Passerby. At the same time, the Ferrari's lights flashed as the key recognized its owner. Shenli blinka. Then blinked again. "Oh, oops. I'm the drunk one. But why do you look so much like my boyfriend?" Jiang Cheng laughed. "Really? Because you don't look anything like my girlfriend." The woman burst out laughing. "Handsome, you're pretty funny. Your voice sounds amazing too. Then she glanced at the Ferrari. I bet you could drive a Ferrari with one hand, right? Jiang Chung shook his head. Anyone who claimed they could casually control a high-horsepower rear-wheel drive performance machine with one hand clearly had never driven one before. Chun-Li didn't care. Wow, you know a lot. I'm actually really good at games. I know more than 10 ways to win in Battle Royale games. Want to play sometime? I only play Honor of Kings. And I don't even have your contact information. Before Chun-Li could answer, another female voice appeared nearby. I'm the one who called. The designated driver arrives. A young woman wearing a designated driver uniform walked over. Hello. My name is Xiao Yinin. I'm the designated driver you ordered. Then she suddenly stared at Jiang Chung. Handsome, you look really familiar. Only then did Jiang Chung recognize her. It was the same live streamer from the luxury dealership. At that moment, her phone camera was still streaming live. The chat instantly exploded. Isn't that the rich guy from the auto show? And he's driving a Ferrari. No wonder the dealership treated him differently. Part 2 of the story just dropped. Jiang Chung laughed. Miss, taking pictures of someone as handsome as me requires payment. Xiao Yinin immediately apologized. Oh, sorry, little brother. I forgot. She quickly flipped the camera away. After some casual conversation, Jiang Chung asked, You're a streamer and a designated driver? Xiao Yinin nodded. I do designated driving during the day whenever I'm free. My main job is outdoor live streaming. Then she carefully pointed toward the Ferrari. If it's convenient, can I take a picture of your car? I don't mind. The moment permission was granted, she nearly jumped with excitement. Turning the camera toward the vehicle, the live stream chat immediately shifted its attention to the license plate. That plate number doesn't look like something an ordinary family can get. Someone driving an SF-90 was never from an ordinary family to begin with. At that moment, the drunk Chun-Li suddenly interrupted again. She even offered to drive Jiang Chung herself for free. Naturally, Jiang Chung ignored her. After getting into the vehicle, Xiao Yinin asked another question. Would it be okay if she continued live streaming while driving? She promised that the camera would only face her. Jiang Chung casually agreed. As the drive began, he asked if she worked this hard every day. Xiao Yinin explained that she had been live streaming the auto show all day and was simply taking on a few extra driving jobs afterward. The conversation continued naturally. While listening to her stream, Jiang Chung secretly checked her information through the system. Although her popularity wasn't bad, her earnings were surprisingly low. Her top donor had contributed only a few hundred yuan. After calculating her income, Jiang Chung realized she earned very little despite having thousands of viewers, and oh wonder she needed side job. He bluntly told her that she would probably make more money as a designated driver than as a streamer. Xiao Yinin laughed helplessly. She admitted she wasn't good at pleasing wealthy donors. Most of her content involved chasing novelty and showing viewers interesting cars and city life. The system showed that Xiaomei's friendliness had actually increased. Interesting, judging from the way she looked at me. Inviting her out for roadside spicy hot pot next time probably wouldn't be a problem. Back at the hotel, as soon as Jiang Chung entered the lobby, Manager Wang greeted him enthusiastically. Mr. Jiang, welcome back. Jiang Chung nodded. I'll be hosting some friends later. Prepare a meal for 5 people using only the finest ingredients. Give me 2 Chinese bahaba fish. Also serve Alba white truffles and a Mirage sundae. You could decide the rest. Even Manager Wang was momentarily stunned. Mr. Jiang, the Chinese bahaba fish in our inventory are medium-sized. Each one costs around 1 million yuan. Is that acceptable? Jiang Chung waved casually. You can use your judgment. Nearby, Wang Zheng and the others were speechless. Young Master Jiang, you've really left me stunned. 2 Chinese bahaba fish? That's unbelievably generous. Another guest laughed bitterly. Those 2 fish alone could buy a car. A female guest looked completely shocked. Fish can actually cost that much? Manager Wang patiently explained. The Chinese bahaba is one of the 4 most expensive seafood species in the world. It's incredibly rare. The price depends on size. The ones we're serving today are only moderate in size. He then continued. In addition, we're serving Italian Alba white truffles, which are equally valuable. Altogether, the meal Mr. Jiang prepared tonight exceeds 3 million yuan. The entire table fell silent. A single dinner costing over 3 million yuan was beyond most people's imagination. The female guest couldn't help exclaiming, 3 million for one meal? You could buy a huge house in my hometown with that amount. Jiang Chung simply smiled. Don't be so formal. Let's eat. Everyone immediately raised their glasses. Thank you for your hospitality, young Master Jiang. After dinner, the guests were completely satisfied. Wang Zheng looked at the time. It's still early. Should we head to the Bund for another drink? Jiang Chung shook his head. To be honest, I was already drinking with an old classmate earlier. Let's save it for next time. All right. In that case, I'll reserve a large VIP booth at TXX tomorrow night. We'll have a proper gathering then. Manager Wang soon returned with the bill. Mr. Jiang, the hotel applied a special discount for you. The final total is 2.98 million yuan. Thank you. A moment later, the payment went through successfully. Manager Wang bowed slightly. The payment has been processed. I won't disturb your rest any longer. If you need anything, please call me. Okay. After everyone left, Jiang Chung finally returned to his suite. Family, I'm home, the system reward. The moment he settled down, Jiang Chung couldn't help checking his latest rewards. After all, the Divine Tycoon system had never disappointed him. Soon, the result appeared. I can't believe it. Just treating a few people to dinner earned me a rebate worth over 100 million yuan. This meal was completely worth it. He couldn't help laughing. The system truly found new ways to throw money at him every single day. Because of his recent spending, his Shark Fin coin account had also skyrocketed. 3 million Shark Fin coins. My freeloading account just jumped straight to level 65. As he browsed the platform, another thought crossed his mind. What should I rename my main account? A moment later, inspiration struck. Got it. Dinghai Shenzhen. He immediately changed the username. Qiao Mai's livestream. At the same time, Xiao Mei had already started another livestream. She was casually chatting with her audience while listening to music. Suddenly, a new user entered the stream. The account immediately caught her attention. The moment his newly renamed Level 65 account, Dinghai Shenzhen, appeared, the atmosphere in the stream immediately changed. Xiao Mei's eyes widened. Big bro Dinghai Shenzhen, welcome, welcome. I have a guild PK mission later, so I won't be going out tonight. The live stream quickly connected with another streamer. The opponent's profile appeared before Jiang Cheng's eyes. Name, Huang Ling. Age, 28. Height, 168 centimeters. Attractiveness, 69. Figure, 89. Privacy, 70. Friendliness, 10. Stranger. Jiang Cheng was momentarily surprised. Seriously? With all that makeup, she looked like a 90-point beauty on camera. Her actual attractiveness score is only 69. His gaze shifted back to Xiao Mei. Xiao Mei's attractiveness score is 94. She should completely crush this opponent. Qiao Mai's misfortune. The opposing streamer, Huang Ling, immediately laughed after connecting. Xiao Mei, it's you. I didn't expect to be so lucky on my first match. I guess you'll help me pass the first round today, right? The words sounded friendly, but everyone knew what she meant. Xiao Mei was famous for one thing, losing. Ever since she started streaming, she had practically never won a PK battle. Inside, Xiao Mei was already despairing. My luck really is terrible. Every streamer loves matching with me because I'm basically a guaranteed victory. She forced out an awkward smile. The situation was even worse than usual. The guild had given her a task. She had to win at least 2 rounds. Otherwise, next month's attendance bonus would disappear. Without that bonus, she might not even be able to afford her apartment rent. The system mission. At that exact moment, ding, a familiar system notification appeared before Jiang Chung. Mission. Help Xiao Yining win the PK Tournament Championship. Reward. Donation rebate. Rebate multiplier. 1x, 50x. Jiang Chung immediately sat up. A donation rebate? And the multiplier can reach 50 times? His interest was instantly piqued. Looks like I'll have to participate. Xiao Mei begs for support. Trying to liven up the atmosphere, Xiao Mei faced the camera. Big bro number 1, do you have any requests? Just tell me. Then she shamelessly started begging for support. Family, big bro Dinghai Shenzhen. Seeing how pitiful I am, don't you want to donate some medical expenses? My stream doesn't even have a single night. You can rank on the leaderboard with just 1 yuan. The chat immediately exploded. I'm a proud freeloader. Never spending money. I'm here specifically to watch the streamer lose. Xiaomei rolled her eyes. The audience instantly caught it. What's with the eye roll? Do that again, and you're not getting my free flowers today. Xiaomei immediately laughed. How could I be looking down on you? My viewers are all talented people. Every one of you is a genius. 1 yuan donation. Seeing her panic, Jiang Cheng couldn't help laughing. Let's warm up first. He casually sent 5 weak chickens. Total value, 1 yuan. A tiny gift animation floated across the screen. Xiaomei instantly thanked him. Thank you, big bro Dinghai Shenzhen, for the medical fees. However, inside she was screaming 0.5 weak chickens? That's literally 1 yuan. A level 65 account entered my stream and only donated 1 yuan? Do I possess some kind of anti-streamer curse physique? The viewers immediately started laughing. Streamer, pull yourself together. The driving agreement. The PK officially began. Almost immediately, the score became ugly. Xiaomei, 20 points. Opponent, 300 points. Qiao Mei shined dramatically. At that moment, a message appeared from Jiangcheng. 65, Dinghai Shenzhen. Streamer, I heard you're good at driving. If I help you win the guild tournament, can you be my designated driver? The entire chat froze, then exploded. Xiaomei immediately answered. Of course, big bro Dinghai Shenzhen. If you help me win the championship, I'll be your designated driver for free. I'm a very stable driver. Another message appeared. 65, Dinghai Shenzhen. Then it's a deal. Tomorrow night, let me see how stable your driving really is. Xiaomei suddenly felt her face heating up. Something about that sentence sounded suspicious. 3 super rockets. At that moment, a brilliant gift animation exploded across the screen. Super rocket times 1. Then, super rocket times 2. Then, super rocket times 3. 3 of the platform's most expensive gifts appeared almost simultaneously. Xiaomei's eyes nearly popped out. Wait, 3 super rockets? Each one was worth 2,000 renminbi. 3 together meant 6,000 renminbi. The PK score instantly skyrocketed. Xiaomei practically jumped out of her chair. Thank you, big bro Dinghai Shenzhen, for the 3 super rockets. Thank you so much. Big bro, what performance would you like to see? I'll do it right now. Opponent shock. On the other side of the PK connection, Huang Ling froze. Her smile completely disappeared. What has happened? The first round hasn't even started yet. Where did this monster come from? Looking at the shining level 65 badge beside the username Dinghai Shenzhen, her heart sank. A tower-sniping big spender actually appeared in Xiaomei's stream? For the first time since connecting, Huang Ling felt a sense of danger. Wow, Xiaomei, you got a real big shot in your live stream. Then she looked directly at the screen. Hello, brother Dinghai Shenzhen. You hit me so hard it hurts. Please comfort me. Come visit my stream sometime. The chat immediately filled with laughter. Xiaomei became alert at once, like a cat protecting its food. Brother Dinghai Shenzhen, I'll make you a room manager. You're family now, so don't go wandering into other people's streams. The viewers instantly erupted. Brother, are you still here? I don't dance very well. How about I sing for you? Before anyone could stop her, she started singing. You are my good brother. My good brother. How could I have such a wonderful brother? The entire chat immediately entered crisis mode. Streamer, 4 out of 5 notes are off key. Please stop singing. Big bro was scared away by your singing. Dance instead. Your dance moves are funnier than your singing. Jiangchen couldn't help laughing. Despite being completely off key, there was something strangely adorable about Xiaomei's singing. It sounded silly, but genuine. Compared to the overly polished streamers he'd seen before, she felt surprisingly real. Eventually, he typed a message. 65, Dinghai Shenzhen. Just do whatever you want. Seeing the message, Xiaomei instantly brightened. The opponent calls for reinforcements. Meanwhile, Huang Ling's side wasn't sitting idle. She immediately started begging her top supporter for help. Brother Daju, please help us survive the first round. If we lose the next round, I'll be eliminated. Woo! A message quickly appeared. Daju, it's okay. Don't worry. The PK officially began. The atmosphere instantly became tense. Daju strikes back. A moment later, Gift effects exploded across Huang Ling's screen. Several expensive gifts appeared consecutively. Huang Ling immediately became excited. Thank you, Brother Zhu, for the gifts. Mu, watching from his suite, Jiang Cheng smiled. Interesting. Trying to fight back? Without hesitation, he sent 3 more super rockets. The gap narrows. The score started climbing rapidly. Huang Ling's expression changed. Brother Zhu, Brother Dinghai Xinjin is catching up. A confident reply soon appeared. Dazhu, catching up. Are you sure? The arrogance in the message was obvious. Huang Ling immediately played along. My brother Dazhu is the best. Family, type Brother Dazhu is awesome in the public chat. The supporters on her side instantly flooded the screen with messages. At the same time, gift streaks continued appearing. Combo times 5. The battle grew increasingly intense. The audience goes crazy. Both live streams now had far more viewers than usual. Messages flooded the screen. What the hell? The first PK round is already this huge. I've never seen so many super rockets in a small stream before. I came for entertainment and ended up watching a rich person war. The streamer is about to be adopted by a big spender. His eyes returned to Xiao Mei. She was nervously staring at the scoreboard while trying to maintain a smile. The anxious expression on her face looked almost comical. Xiao Yinin, your naive reactions really are entertaining. He chuckled. If you're already this panicked over a few rockets, how are you going to react to what's coming next? Is my live stream lagging? The combo counter continued rising. 20 combo. Xiao Mei's mouth slowly opened. For a brief moment, her brain completely stopped functioning. 20 super rockets. The moment the gift animation finally ended, Xiao Mei was still staring blankly at her screen. 20 super rockets. That was a total of 40,000 yuan. Her mind had completely frozen. She hurriedly looked toward the opponent's side. Brother Dazhu, are you still there? Silence. A second later, Xiao Mei practically jumped out of her chair. Dinghai Xinjin, big brother, just sent 20 rockets at once. That's 40,000 yuan. It looks like the other side isn't planning to continue. Does that mean I won this round? A giant victory notification appeared on the screen. For the first time since she started streaming, she had won a PK round so decisively. Huang Ling admits defeat. On the other side, Huang Ling's attitude had completely changed. The teasing from before was gone. Now her smile looked especially sweet. Xiao Mei is really lucky to have a supporter like Brother Dinghai Xinjin. Thank you, Brother Dinghai Xinjin. This is the first time I've ever received 20 super rockets. And it's also the first time my live stream has been this popular. I really don't know how to thank you. She tilted her head. What do you want to see me do? The unexpected request. I want to see you turn off the beauty filter. The entire chat exploded. Damn, Big Brother is ruthless. The boss is putting her on trial. She's afraid he'll run away if she turns it off. This is punishment. Afe and Qiao Mei herself panicked. Woo woo woo. Brother Dinghai Xinjin. I was afraid you'd ask for something scary. Internally, she was screaming. How am I supposed to stream without beauty filters? Everyone uses them these days. But he spent so much money on me. If I refuse, what if he leaves? After several seconds of hesitation, she opened the filter settings. Skin smoothing. Face slimming. Big eyes. Small head. One by one. Disabled. The audience is shocked. The moment the filters disappeared, the chat froze. Then exploded harder than before. Holy crap. This is actually worth discussing. I've never seen such a beautiful streamer. The boss made the correct investment. Please never use beauty filters again. All streamers should be forced to do this. Qiao Mei blinked. Then blinked again. Not only did I not get roasted, I actually gained fans. Looking at the rapidly increasing follower count, she was completely stunned. Without the filters, her naturally delicate features became much more apparent. Instead of hiding flaws, the beauty effects had actually been ruining her appearance all along. Preparing for round 2. After seeing the positive reaction, Xiao Mei's confidence instantly returned. She clasped her hands together toward the camera. Brother Dinghai Xinjin, please help me win one more round. If I win this one, I'll be able to continue streaming next month. Please. The chat immediately started teasing. The streamer has fallen in love. Look at that expression. She's already treating the boss like family. Jiang Cheng smiled, then typed, 65 Dinghai Xinjin. Let's begin. The second match. A new connection request quickly appeared. The second round opponent entered the live stream. A cheerful woman appeared on screen. Hello, little sister. My name is Sweet Xiaotian. I'm very happy to match with you. And she glanced at the leaderboard and nearly choked. Little sister, your big brother list is terrifying. 20 super rockets? Where did you recruit a boss like that? With a sweet smile, she greeted him directly. Hello, brother Dinghai Xinjian. Your super rockets really struck my heart. Come visit me sometime. I can sing and dance, and I guarantee you'll be satisfied. Not wanting to waste any time, Xiaotian quickly called for her top supporter. Brother Yuzihua, are you here? The PK has already started. Please don't let Xiaotian get beaten. Her biggest supporter immediately responded, sending several gifts to boost her score. But when Jiang Cheng saw the amount, he almost laughed. That's it. Compared to the previous opponents, this was nothing. Without hesitation, he casually sent another wave of super rockets. The score instantly swung back in Xiao Yinin's favor. Thank you, brother Dinghai Xinjian, for the 5 super rockets. Xiao Yinin cheered excitedly. One after another, opponents were eliminated. With Jiang Cheng's overwhelming support, Xiao Yinin successfully fought her way into the championship round. But when the final opponent appeared, even Xiao Yinin became nervous. The person standing across from her was none other than Dai Xiaomei, one of the platform's biggest streamers. Hello, Sister Xiao. I'm Dai Xiaomei. Should we start the PK immediately or perform some talents first? Xiao Yinin felt enormous pressure. She knew perfectly well that compared to major streamers like Dai Xiaomei, she had almost no talents to show. Unable to sing or dance professionally, she could only answer honestly. I don't really have any talents. How about we start directly? Dai Xiaomei simply smiled. Since little sister doesn't have a talent performance, I'll dance for everyone first. As the music started, Dai Xiaomei performed a dance for her audience. Meanwhile, she couldn't stop thinking about the mysterious tycoon supporting Xiao Yinin. The guild had already investigated him. This unknown big spender had already donated close to 800,000 yuan during the tournament. A supporter like that was every streamer's dream. 2 minutes later, the dance ended. The audience exploded with applause. Then Jiang Cheng finally typed in the chat. She danced very well. I liked it very much. Watching her reminded me of Dai Xiaomei. The comments section instantly became lively. Many viewers praised Dai Xiaomei's looks and talent. Others couldn't help mocking Xiao Yinin. Xiaomei only has a pretty face to even make it to the finals. Seeing the atmosphere shift, Xiao Yinin immediately became anxious. Woo, brother Dinghai Xinjian, are you abandoning me? We're only one step away from becoming champions together. Jiang Cheng couldn't help teasing her. Look at how Dai Xiaomei talks. You only know how to call me big brother. How are we supposed to become champions together? Then he added another joke. If you're talking about group activities, I might consider it. The moment the message appeared, Xiao Yinin froze. Her face instantly turned red. Huh? What? Her mind went completely blank as she tried to process what Jiang Cheng had just said. And just like that, the championship battle reached its most critical moment. Xiao Yinin's heart started racing. She knew Jiang Cheng had already spent an enormous amount supporting her. But if she wanted any chance of winning, there was only one option left. She had to ask him for help. With a pitiful expression, she pleaded into the camera. Big brother, please save the final round. I'll sign up for dance lessons as soon as the competition ends. I'll learn whatever dance you want to see. At almost the same moment, Dai Xiaomei's supporters entered the battlefield. 3 super emperors. 3 waves of super rockets. The score exploded upward instantly. Meanwhile, one of the opposing big spenders entered Xiao Yinin's room and jokingly sent 2 rockets. Please accept these small medical expenses. The gesture was obviously meant as friendly mockery. Seeing it, Xiao Yinin suddenly had an idea. With a sweet smile, she thanked him loudly. Thank you, brother Batian, for the 2 super rockets. Without these medical expenses, I wouldn't even be able to continue streaming. The entire chat exploded. Question marks flooded the screen. Even Jiang Cheng typed. Viewers immediately realized she was sarcastically pointing out that Jiang Cheng had already spent hundreds of thousands supporting her. The atmosphere in the live stream became even more entertaining. Meanwhile, Jiang Cheng calmly checked his balance. The system had already recharged 3 million fishbone coins into his account. Even after all his spending, he still had millions left. And if that wasn't enough, there were still hundreds of millions sitting in his bank account. He smiled. 2 million wasn't enough to win? Then he'd simply spend more. The next second, the live stream froze. Xiao Yining thought the stream had crashed again. But when she looked carefully, she almost screamed. Dinghai Shenzhen gifted 20 super rockets. 20 rockets. 40,000 yuan each. Another massive barrage instantly detonated across the platform. Even Dai Xiaomei's eyes widened. Her entire live stream could see the notifications. The score difference widened dramatically. Then Jiang Cheng casually typed, "How can 2 rockets be enough for medical expenses? At least 5 are needed." The viewers completely lost their minds. The battlefield had transformed into a showdown between gods. The spectators could only watch in awe. Soon, Xiao Yining's score surged past 1.6 million. The opposing side was left far behind. Even Dai Xiaomei began doubting reality. Over 1.5 million yuan had been spent during a single PK battle. That kind of money was something many streamers wouldn't see in their entire careers. Watching the gift stop, she couldn't help shouting toward her supporters. "Why did you stop? Come on, keep going." But the answer arrived quickly. One of her top supporters spoke up. "Dai Xiaomei, forget it for today." The battle was already over. Victory had been decided. At that moment, Jiang Cheng sent the final 2 super rockets. Then he calmly typed, "It seems we've won. Consider these last 2 rockets a declaration of victory." The championship was decided. Xiao Yining defeated Dai Xiaomei. She became the Guild War champion. Her livestream exploded in popularity. Thousands upon thousands of new viewers flooded in. More than 50,000 Real followers joined her channel. For a moment, she simply covered her mouth in disbelief. She couldn't even speak. Everything felt unreal. The girl who had never won a PK battle before had just defeated one of the platform's biggest streamers. And the person who made it all possible was a mysterious level 65 supporter who had appeared out of nowhere. Dinghai Shenzhen. As the celebration filled the live stream, countless viewers shared the same thought. "What kind of tycoon is this guy?" And another comment quickly followed. "What a shame. Such a beautiful streamer has probably already been claimed by the #1 supporter." Even after becoming the Guild War champion, Xiao Yining still felt like she was dreaming. What excited her even more wasn't the title itself. It was the income. The livestream had generated over 2.5 million yuan in donations, and according to her contract, her share would be around 700,000 yuan. For someone who had struggled to pay rent just days ago, that amount was life-changing. Unable to contain her excitement, she immediately spoke to Jiang Cheng. "Brother Dinghai Shenzhen, I really don't know how to thank you. Can I add you on WeChat? If there's anything you like in the future, I'll learn it right away and make sure you're satisfied." But Jiang Cheng remained as calm as ever. "Not necessary. I'm just passing by." Xiao Yining wasn't willing to give up. "Then, can I be your designated driver from now on?" This time, Jiang Cheng finally gave a slightly different answer. "If you really want to drive me to Amman Yangyun, that's fine. I'll still be staying there for the next 2 days." The moment she saw that message, Xiao Yining froze. The viewers quickly pieced everything together. Comments immediately flooded the screen. "Wait a minute. Isn't this the super rich guy from the auto show? The Ferrari owner from yesterday? No wonder he spends money like that." Only then did Xiao Yining fully connect the dots. The mysterious level 65 supporter. The owner of the Ferrari. The incredibly wealthy young man she had met earlier. They were all the same person, Jiang Cheng. At that moment, her friendliness toward him rose again. Friendliness. 85. Without hesitation, she pulled out her spare phone and added his WeChat. Even if she couldn't become anything more, at least she wanted a way to stay in contact. Moments later, her friend request was accepted. A new message appeared. "Xiao Xiao doesn't eat cilantro. Hello, brother. I am Xiao Yining." Meanwhile, Jiang Cheng glanced at the system panel. Xiao Yining's friendliness was now only a few points away from the next major milestone. Just then, a familiar system notification suddenly appeared. Ding! System reward. Mission completed. Successfully lead streamer Xiao made a victory in the Guild War. Evaluation. SSS rank. Reward. 1000x super critical cashback. Total cashback. 2.3 billion yuan. Would you like to withdraw immediately? For a moment, even Jiang Cheng was stunned. 2.3 billion yuan. Not 2 million. Not 20 million. but more than 2 billion yuan. Without hesitation, he selected yes. As the funds arrived, Jiang Cheng couldn't help laughing. This was ridiculous. He had enjoyed spending money. He had experienced the thrill of dominating a live stream competition. And in return, the system had handed him over 2 billion yuan. Making money had never felt so easy. The next day arrived. Before Jiang Cheng had even gotten out of bed, his phone began vibrating repeatedly. Buzz, buzz, buzz. A WeChat message popped up. Chow Chow doesn't eat cilantro. Big brother Dinghai Shenzhen. Do you need a designated driver today? I'm available 24 hours a day. Seeing the message, Jiang Cheng couldn't help smiling. This girl was surprisingly persistent. Meanwhile, on the other side of the screen, Xiao Yimin had barely slept all night. Ever since discovering that Jiang Cheng was actually the legendary supporter behind the account Dinghai Shenzhen, she couldn't stop thinking about him. She kept checking her phone every few minutes, waiting, watching, hoping for a reply. Finally, a notification appeared. Jiang Cheng had responded. I'm meeting Wang Zheng at TXX tonight. I actually do need a designated driver. The instant she read the message, Xiao Yimin practically jumped out of bed. Yes. After receiving Jiang Cheng's reply, Xiao Yimin became too excited to sleep. She tossed and turned in bed, trying to calm herself down. I need to get some rest, so I'll be in my best condition to serve Big Brother tonight. But the more she thought about meeting him again, the more awake she became. 8 p.m. Long before the agreed time, Xiao Yimin arrived to pick Jiang Cheng up. When Jiang Cheng saw her waiting outside, he couldn't help smiling. You're here this early? Didn't I tell you to wait until I finished drinking? Xiao Yimin shook her head immediately. You helped me so much last night. How could I let you drive yourself? Of course I'm going to be your designated driver the entire time. Soon, the two arrived outside the club. The moment Jiang Cheng stepped out of the car, countless eyes immediately turned toward him. His appearance alone was enough to attract attention. Combined with his tailored designer clothes and luxury watch, he stood out even among the wealthy crowd. Several women nearby couldn't help staring. Who is this guy? I come here all the time, and I've never seen him before. Look at his clothes and that watch. None of it looks cheap. Others quickly reached their own conclusions. He's definitely some rich second-generation heir, and he's ridiculously handsome. I've never seen someone this attractive in person. Within moments, multiple women had already decided to make their move. Surround. Then a woman wearing glasses smiled confidently. If it's your first time here, I can show you around. We can even play games together. One woman in a brown dress immediately began directing traffic. Girls, behave yourselves. At least let brother enter the club first. Another quickly agreed. That's right. Brother has to get to his booth first. We can all play together afterward. Meanwhile, standing behind the crowd, Xiao Yimin could only stare blankly. The designated driver who had been excited all day suddenly found herself squeezed out by an army of enthusiastic beauties. And for the first time, she realized something important. Now that she knew how wealthy Jiang Cheng really was, she wasn't the only woman interested in him. Jiang Cheng found the situation amusing, but Xiao Yimin didn't. Watching woman after woman approach him made her increasingly uncomfortable. A strange, sour feeling filled her chest, and she couldn't understand why it bothered her so much. Finally, unable to endure it any longer, she squeezed through the crowd and loudly announced, "Everyone move aside. He already has a lover." The crowd immediately lost interest. Why didn't you say so earlier? Let's go, sisters. Time to find the next target. Within moments, the women scattered. Jiang Cheng looked at her with a smile. Really? I have a lover. Embarrassed, Xiao Yimin hurriedly explained that she had only helped him because he seemed unable to reject them directly and told him not to misunderstand. Jiang Cheng simply thanked her and said it wasn't necessary next time because he didn't actually mind the attention. Xiao Yimin snorted unhappily, secretly feeling even more frustrated. Meeting Wang Zheng and Chun Hao. At that moment, Wang Zheng and Chun Hao finally arrived. They had heard about the commotion outside and joked that Jiang Cheng must have been the center of attention again. Chun Hao couldn't help noticing the beautiful girl standing beside him. Who's this beauty? Jiang Cheng casually introduced Xiao Yimin as the designated driver he had hired for the evening. The two men immediately understood and exchanged knowing smiles. Chun Hao then urged everyone inside. Come on, everything's already arranged. Tonight we're going to have some real fun. Xiao Yining politely greeted them as they headed toward the private booth. The luxury booth. Inside the club, Manager Li personally came to welcome Jiang Cheng. He respectfully addressed him as young Master Jiang, making it obvious that he was being treated as a VIP guest. Jiang Cheng thanked him, while Manager Li explained that everything had already been prepared. To make the atmosphere livelier, Chun Hao ordered, "Arrange 2 sets of big dragons." The staff immediately complied. Xiao Yining had only ever seen such extravagant displays online. Watching the enormous illuminated bottle parade enter the booth left her stunned. Wow, I've never seen such a huge dragon before. I've only seen videos of them online. The women accompanying the group were equally excited, thanking Wang Zheng and the others for their generosity. As the party continued, other women kept approaching Jiang Cheng, offering drinks and trying to get closer to him. Xiao Yining couldn't hide her discomfort anymore. When another woman suggested a drink for Jiang Cheng, Xiao Yining quickly stepped in. He has to drive later. He's fine, there's no need for that. Jiang Cheng looked at her curiously. Oh, I didn't notice. Are you okay? Xiao Yining immediately replied. You can't even tell? Why don't you take a closer look? Her tone sounded almost like she was complaining. Jiang Cheng notices her mood. Inside his head, Jiang Cheng was already thinking about the system mission. Although Xiao Qing and the other women were attractive, Xiao Yining remained his main target tonight. Her friendliness level was already very high, and he didn't want to waste effort elsewhere. After another girl left to dance, Jiang Cheng teasingly said to Xiao Yining, "It's hard to see clearly here. Why don't you come back later and let me get a better look?" The comment immediately made Xiao Yining's heart skip a beat. For a brief moment, her imagination started running wild. Then she remembered all the relationship advice she had heard online about girls needing to stay reserved. Trying to act composed, she quickly replied, "What are you talking about? Do I look like that kind of casual woman?" Jiang Cheng misunderstands. Her reaction left Jiang Cheng confused. In his mind, he couldn't understand why she was acting so reserved after willingly accompanying him all evening. He started wondering whether she was simply pretending to be difficult or trying to maintain appearances. Meanwhile, Xiao Yining was dealing with the exact opposite problem. She actually liked Jiang Cheng, but she was afraid of appearing too eager. As a result, the dancers returned. Before the awkward atmosphere could continue, several women returned from the dance floor. One girl smiled and asked, "Mr. Jiang, how was my dance?" Another immediately followed. "What about mine?" Jiang Cheng laughed. "It was great. My brothers were all applauding." The girls looked around in confusion. "Your brothers? We haven't met them yet." The joke broke the tension, and everyone burst into laughter while the party continued. The atmosphere in the booth became increasingly lively. The 2 women who had been chatting with Jiang Cheng were fascinated by his mysterious brother that he kept joking about. One of them excitedly asked, "Really? Then can you introduce us to your brother later?" Another immediately chimed in, "Young Master Jiang, you made me so curious. I can't wait to meet him." "Not want to be left out," the other girl pouted. "Young Master Jiang, don't play favorites. I want to meet your brother too." Jiang Cheng simply laughed and continued joking with them. Women competing for attention. As drinks continued to flow, the girls naturally shifted the conversation toward Jiang Cheng himself. Xiao Yining's internal struggle. Deep down, she knew the truth. She had come tonight mentally prepared. She knew that spending the evening with Jiang Cheng could lead to their relationship becoming closer. The problem wasn't that she rejected him. The problem was that she needed time. "I'm not casual, but if you really ask seriously, I would think about it. I've never experienced anything like this before. I don't even know how to explain myself. Why can't you give me a little more time?" The more she thought about it, the more annoyed she became. Friendliness reaches 90. At the same time, Jiang Cheng quietly checked the system. To his surprise, Xiao Yining's friendliness had climbed again. Friendliness, 90. This was an important threshold. Seeing the number rise, Jiang Cheng became convinced that his strategy was working. By deliberately diverting his attention elsewhere, he had successfully triggered Xiao Yining's jealousy. 2 hours later. For the next 2 hours, Jiang Cheng continued drinking and chatting with the other women. During that entire period, he barely paid any attention to Xiao Yining. Meanwhile, she silently watched everything unfold while becoming more and more conflicted. The party ends. Eventually, the gathering came to an end. The women said their goodbyes one after another. Young Master Jiang, let's have drinks together again sometime. I won't disturb your movie plans tonight. Let's do this again another day. After everyone left, only Jiang Cheng and Xiao Yining remained. Xiao Yining finally waved toward him. Young Master Jiang, over here. Jiang Cheng looked at her and asked, what are you standing there for? Shouldn't you be calling the designated driver? Jiang Cheng returns to his hotel room, only to find Xiao Yining still following him. Xiao Yining shyly suggests staying the night, claiming that taking a taxi home so late would be unsafe. Jiang Cheng reminds her that she previously insisted she wasn't the kind of woman who casually stayed with men. Embarrassed, she admits that she was only saying that at the time. Jiang Cheng offers a practical solution, telling her that the hotel has plenty of empty rooms and that she can simply stay in one of them for the night. However, that isn't what Xiao Yining wants. She points out that Jiang Cheng's bed is huge and asks whether they can sleep in the same room instead. Jiang Cheng replies that he isn't used to sleeping beside strangers. At that moment, Xiao Yining's carefully prepared plan completely falls apart. While Jiang Cheng wonders whether she's genuinely clueless or just pretending not to understand, Xiao Yining suddenly bursts into tears. Startled, Jiang Cheng asks why she's crying. Through her tears, she complains that he seems to hate her now. She can't understand why his attitude changed so suddenly. In her eyes, everything had been going well before. He had helped her, supported her, and even acted close to her. Yet now he won't even agree to share a bed with her. Watching her cry, Jiang Cheng realizes that Xiao Yining's extremely low privacy stat comes with a downside. She has almost no understanding of the complicated signals and expectations that usually exist between men and women. Half a minute later, after calming down, she finally reveals what has been buried in her heart all along. Xiao Yining confesses that she genuinely likes Jiang Cheng. In her mind, everything started the moment she discovered that he was the mysterious Dinghai Shenzhen who had single-handedly saved her during the guild tournament livestream. When she had been desperate, worried about losing her bonus, unable to pay rent, and constantly losing PK matches, Jiang Cheng suddenly appeared and changed everything. To her, he wasn't just a wealthy supporter. He was the person who came to her rescue when she needed help the most. Xiao Yining thinks to herself, what girl wouldn't dream of a Prince Charming appearing when she's at her lowest point? Gathering all her courage, she openly admits her feelings. I like you, Jiang Cheng. I really do. Hearing her sincere confession, Jiang Cheng finally gives in. In a gentle voice, he tells her, okay, I won't kick you out anymore. You can sleep here tonight. The chapter ends on a warm and romantic note, with Xiao Yining finally confessing her feelings and Jiang Cheng accepting her stay instead of sending her away. The emotional distance between them, which had been growing throughout the evening, is finally resolved. The next morning at 9:30 a.m., Suwon arrived at Manager Yu's office. Politely knocking on the door, she stepped inside. Manager Yu looked up and immediately welcomed her. Seeing the opportunity, Suwon got straight to the point. She asked whether Manager Yu knew Jiang Cheng. Manager Yu nodded. The two had already met during a previous business trip. Hearing that, Suwon quickly asked another question. Had Jiang Cheng really told her that he planned to sign her? Manager Yu confirmed it without hesitation. Preparations were already underway on her side. As soon as the company handover was completed, she would immediately begin handling Suwon's contract transfer. It would only take a few more days. Then Manager Yu revealed something even more surprising. Not only would Suwon leave her current company, but Manager Yu herself would also be joining Jiang Cheng's new company. She would personally handle Suwon's contract termination. And more importantly, Suwon would become the very first artist signed under Jiang Cheng's company. Suwon was stunned. Manager Yu had worked incredibly hard to reach her current position. Jiang Cheng's company was brand new. Did she really trust him that much? Manager Yu smiled. She understood exactly what Suwon was trying to say, but her answer was firm. She had complete faith in Jiang Cheng. In her eyes, he was reliable, trustworthy, and someone worth following. Sooner or later, Suwon would understand as well. At the new company, they would all be working together like sisters. There was no need to call her Manager Yu anymore. From now on, she could simply call her Sister Yu. Just then, a male employee rushed into the office. The front desk downstairs had called. Apparently, someone had delivered a surprise for Manager Yu and needed her to come sign for it. Manager Yu immediately frowned. Without even asking, she assumed it was another bouquet of flowers or expensive jewelry from one of her admirers. She had no interest in accepting any of it. However, the employee quickly shook his head. This wasn't flowers, and it wasn't jewelry either. It seemed to be a car. The other party had already paid in full. There was no way to refuse delivery. Manager, you froze. A car. Even Su Wan's eyes widened. Someone had actually delivered a car as a gift. Unable to contain her curiosity, she immediately pulled Manager Yu downstairs. Moments later, a crowd had already gathered around the covered vehicle. A man in a suit stepped forward respectfully. Hello, Ms. Yu. Please unveil it. Standing beside her, Su Wan looked completely envious. A car worth millions being delivered directly to someone's workplace. Who wouldn't be jealous? Around them, people began whispering. Some mentioned that Manager Yu had recently broken up with her fiancé. Others speculated that her new boyfriend must be incredibly impressive. Soon afterward, a delivery representative approached and handed over the keys. Manager Yu immediately asked who had sent it. The answer came quickly. The gift was from Jiang Cheng. He simply hoped she would like it. Hearing his name, Manager Yu stood frozen in place. For a moment, countless emotions flashed across her face. No man had ever treated her this well before. Meanwhile, standing nearby, Su Wan couldn't understand what she was seeing. Why did Manager Yu trust Jiang Cheng so much? And why was Jiang Cheng willing to spend so much on her? At the same time, the system notification appeared before Jiang Cheng's eyes. Friendliness +1. The friendship value had officially reached 99 points. The moment the number appeared, the system immediately reacted. With 99 points of support from Yu Xiao and Suya, the special account, inseparable in life and death, had been successfully unlocked. A special reward was now available. Jiang Cheng's eyes lit up. Without hesitation, he chose to proceed. Soon, the system distributed the rewards. First came a consumption cashback card. Any spending up to 5 million yuan would receive a cashback multiplier ranging from 1 to 100 times. Then came an even stranger reward, the offspring devouring card. After reading the description, Jiang Cheng nearly spat out his drink. Who had even come up with such a ridiculous reward? Still, after calming down and analyzing it carefully, he realized there was more potential than he initially thought. The reward wasn't limited to a single target. It could theoretically be used with multiple women. Of course, things weren't as simple as they appeared. The final cashback depended heavily on the other party's satisfaction level. If the experience wasn't satisfactory, the returns could decrease significantly. Because of that, the card needed to be used cautiously. Soon afterward, another reward appeared. A high-quality investment company. The system explained that Jiang Cheng needed to personally invest at least 10 million yuan. In return, the system would provide a top-tier investor and an elite general manager to ensure stable profits. The annual return rate had to remain above 10%. After reading everything, Jiang Cheng nodded thoughtfully. Having money alone wasn't enough. You also needed to know how to invest it. Otherwise, no matter how much wealth you accumulated, it would eventually be wasted. The more capital invested, the greater the potential returns. After a brief moment of consideration, Jiang Cheng made his decision. He would invest 500 million yuan. The company would be established in Shanghai, and the name would be Xingchen Investment Company. With that decision finalized, the system immediately began preparations. A new investment empire was officially born. Early the next morning, Jiang Cheng checked his system panel. At 18 years old, standing 185 centimeters tall, with an appearance score of 92, his growth was progressing rapidly. The system reserves had already reached more than 786,000 yuan, and the experience points were steadily approaching the next major milestone. As he was looking over his status, he noticed that Xiao Mei was already awake. Curious, he asked whether he had accidentally woken her up. Xiao Mei quickly shook her head. No. At that moment, a thought crossed Jiang Cheng's mind. Xiao Mei was a rare beauty with a looks score above 90. The system had just rewarded him with a devouring card. Perhaps this would be a good opportunity to test its effects. Xiao Mei let out a soft hum as she looked at him. A strange title floated through Jiang Cheng's mind. The unswallowed master's heart grows restless. However, after thinking about it for a moment, he decided not to rush things. There was no need to experiment immediately. He could always figure out the card's rules later. For now, clearing their minds and getting some morning exercise sounded like a much better idea. Just then, Xiao Mei remembered something important. She asked Jiang Cheng not to send her any more massive donations during her live streams. Jiang Cheng was caught off guard. What? Do you really want me to go watch that silly girl instead? Xiao Mei immediately explained herself. That wasn't what she meant at all. The live streaming platform took a 70% cut of all donations. Jiang Cheng had spent more than 2 million yuan on virtual gifts. Most of that money had gone straight to the platform. It was simply too wasteful. Jiang Cheng laughed. If that's the case, should I just transfer the money directly to you instead? The suggestion nearly made Xiao Mei choke. She stared at him in disbelief. Did he even understand what he was saying? He had watched a live stream and casually spent 2.5 million yuan on virtual gifts. Just thinking about it made her heart ache. Nearby, even Manager Wang was secretly shocked. Watching a live stream and spending more than 2 million yuan on virtual gifts? Rich people truly lived in a different world. But Jiang Cheng simply waved it off. To him, it was only a small amount of money. After calming down, Xiao Mei hesitated before asking another question. Could she continue live streaming in the future? She wasn't asking for any special reason. She just wanted to know whether Jiang Cheng minded her identity as a female streamer. If he disliked it, she could stop streaming altogether. After all, she was still a student. Jiang Cheng immediately shook his head. If she enjoyed streaming, she should continue. She wasn't some random internet celebrity. He trusted her. Hearing that answer, Xiao Mei's face brightened. She happily explained that she planned to focus on food content and unusual experiences from now on. Maybe that direction would work better for her channel. Jiang Cheng didn't object. She could do whatever she wanted. He wasn't interested in controlling every detail of her life. However, he did give her one warning. If any large streamer ever tried to bully her again, she had to tell him immediately. Xiao Mei nodded obediently. The conversation soon shifted elsewhere. Jiang Cheng turned toward Manager Wang and asked about his room reservation. Manager Wang informed him that the current booking would expire the following morning. Jiang Cheng nodded thoughtfully. Renewing the room every few days was too troublesome. Instead, he asked her to extend the reservation for another 2 months. The request instantly stunned both women. 2 more months. Manager Wang couldn't believe what she had just heard. Wasn't Jiang Cheng only here to visit the university before returning to Chengdu? If he wasn't staying long-term, was there really any need to keep such an expensive villa booked for that long? Even Xiao Mei joined in. She reminded him that she could always help him book a room whenever he needed one. The daily rate here was tens of thousands of yuan. This wasn't some cheap 80 yuan motel. Jiang Cheng immediately looked dissatisfied. He jokingly told Manager Wang that if he were her boss, he would definitely be unhappy hearing her talk customers out of spending money. Manager Wang smiled helplessly. Although she had no right to question how he spent his money, she still felt that paying 4.8 million yuan in room fees for 2 months was excessive if he wasn't staying every day. Xiao Mei blinked in confusion. Why was Manager Wang being so considerate toward Jiang Cheng? At the same time, Jiang Cheng noticed something unusual as well. Manager Wang seemed surprisingly concerned about him. Curious, he decided to check her profile through the system. A beautiful woman with a looks score of 90, a body score of 94, and a privacy value of 0. Most shocking of all, her friendliness toward him had already reached 80 points. For a moment, Jiang Cheng was completely stunned. He couldn't understand how her affection level had become so high without him even noticing. Something definitely wasn't adding up. She noticed that Jiang Cheng's gaze toward her seemed a little different than before. For a moment, she wondered if she had been too direct. Had she accidentally revealed too much of what she was thinking? The truth was that ever since getting to know Jiang Cheng, her feelings had gradually changed. Even though she knew he already had several women around him, the more she learned about him, the more she found herself paying attention to him. Without realizing it, she had already begun thinking about him differently. She even found herself wondering about something she normally never would have considered. Back then, if Jiang Cheng had made any special requests of her, would she have agreed? Meanwhile, Jiang Cheng was having thoughts of his own. He had always treated Wang Yuyan as nothing more than a capable hotel manager. He never expected that she might have other thoughts about him. That discovery was surprisingly interesting. However, with Xiao Yining still nearby, this wasn't the right time to discuss anything further. Putting those thoughts aside, Jiang Chung simply repeated his request. He told manager Wang to go ahead and extend the reservation. His schedule was unpredictable. He never knew when he might leave or when he might return. More importantly, he disliked dealing with unnecessary trouble. Wang Yuyin quickly nodded. She promised to handle everything immediately before hurrying off. A short while later, Wang Yuyin met one of her co-workers, Chengqing. The moment Chengqing saw her expression, she became curious. Was something wrong? Were the guests difficult to serve? Wang Yuyin shook her head. On the contrary, her guest was extremely easy to serve. That answer only confused Chengqing even more. Everyone in the department envied Wang Yuyin. Her guest had booked one of the most expensive villas and stayed for an entire week. Meanwhile, Chengqing's own guest had already checked out, leaving her with almost no business. At this rate, she felt like she would end up at the bottom of the department rankings this month. Wang Yuyin tried to encourage her. There was still plenty of time left in the month. Who knew? Maybe a big client would appear tomorrow. Chengqing sighed helplessly. That was easy to say. Not everyone could be as lucky as Wang Yuyin. Then she suddenly smiled. At least Wang Yuyin's guest was checking out soon. After a whole week of work, she could finally go back to the dormitory and get some proper rest. However, Wang Yuyin remained silent. Seeing that reaction, Chengqing immediately realized something was wrong. After a brief pause, Wang Yuyin revealed the truth. She wasn't going back to rest. She needed to meet with the general manager first. Her guest had requested a 2-month extension on the villa, and she was hoping to apply for a discount on his behalf. The moment Chengqing heard those words, she nearly screamed. 2 months? A full 2-month extension? She couldn't believe it. The commission alone would be worth 240,000 yuan. More importantly, if someone could casually spend that much money, why would Wang Yuyin even bother asking for a discount? Wang Yuyin explained herself honestly. Jiang Chung had already mentioned that he would be leaving in a few days and wouldn't stay continuously. Because of that, she felt guilty charging him the full amount. Chengqing stared at her in disbelief. Had working for a week exhausted her brain? Then a mischievous smile slowly appeared on her face. If Wang Yuyin was tired, maybe she could help take over serving the guest. As she joked around, not long afterward, Wang Yuyin reported the situation. The moment the general manager heard that Jiang Chung wanted to renew the villa for another 2 months, his eyes widened. A customer willing to spend that kind of money wasn't someone they could treat casually. He immediately instructed Wang Yuyin to process the payment first. As for the rest, he would. About 10 minutes later, Jiang Chung suddenly noticed something strange. The daily rate of Ting Villa was 80,000 yuan. 2 months should have cost 4.8 million yuan. Yet when he checked his account, only 3.8 million had been deducted. Before he could figure out, a system notification appeared. The cashback card had been successfully activated. And then came the result. A 100 times cashback multiplier. The rebate amount instantly reached a staggering 380 million yuan. Jiang Chung was momentarily stunned. A single room renewal had earned him hundreds of millions. Just then, a knock sounded at the door. Manager Wang entered alongside another middle-aged man. She quickly introduced him. This was President Wang, the CEO of Aman Resorts. President Wang warmly greeted Jiang Chung. After hearing that he had renewed Ting Villa for another 2 months, he personally came to thank him. He handed over his business card and told Jiang Chung to contact him anytime if he needed assistance. Then he announced another benefit. Manager Wang had successfully applied for a special customer discount. From now on, Jiang Chung would receive super VIP treatment and enjoy a 20% discount on all services at the resort. Only then did Jiang Chung finally understand why less money had been deducted. It was because of the discount. For a moment, he didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Manager Wang genuinely meant well. Unfortunately, her kindness had indirectly cost him a massive amount of cash back. Still, after calming down, Jiang Chung couldn't help admiring her character. She had willingly reduced her own commission just to save him money. That alone proved she was a genuinely good woman. Meanwhile, President Wang proudly explained that Manager Wang had immediately fought for a 1 million yuan discount on his behalf. People like her were rare these days. President Wang himself was also very straightforward. Before leaving, President Wang specifically instructed Manager Wang to take excellent care of Jiang Chung in the future. Any request from him was to be treated seriously. Manager Wang immediately acknowledged the order. Satisfied, President Wang bid farewell. Jiang Cheng politely thanked him before seeing him off. After President Wang left, Xiao Yining suddenly pouted. She looked reluctant to leave. Jiang Cheng smiled helplessly. Unfortunately, he still had work to do. If she wanted, she could stay at the resort by herself. Xiao Yining immediately shook her head. Being alone wasn't fun. She had originally planned to spend the day with her girlfriends, but she was willing to cancel those plans if Jiang Cheng stayed. Without him around, everything suddenly felt boring. Jiang Cheng could only promise to contact her again once he finished handling his business. Only then did Xiao Yining reluctantly agree. Even as she left, she couldn't help calling his name one more time. An hour later, Jiang Cheng arrived to meet Yu Xiao. The moment she saw him, her eyes softened. She quietly thanked him. However, before she could finish speaking, an angry roar suddenly interrupted them. Then he loudly declared that she had better marry him obediently. Otherwise, he would jump into the Huangpu River right in front of her. Jiang Cheng frowned immediately. Turning toward Yu Xiao, he asked a simple question. Hadn't she said this matter was already resolved? Yu Xiao sighed helplessly. The man had continued harassing her nonstop. Every few days, he would show up at her company to cause trouble. She hadn't told Jiang Cheng because she didn't want him getting involved with someone so true. Seeing the situation escalating, Jiang Cheng finally stepped forward. Enough of this nonsense. I'll help you out. The red-haired man froze. Before anyone could react, Jiang Cheng turned toward the nearby security guards. Hey, security guards. This guy keeps threatening to jump into the Huangpu River. I'll give each of you 5 million yuan. When he jumps, the 4 of you rush over and pretend to stop him. The security guards were completely stunned. Pretend. Jiang Cheng nodded calmly. That's right. During the struggle, find an opportunity to let go. He accidentally falls into the river because of excessive emotional distress. Then all of you jump in afterward and pretend to save him. But move slowly. Slow enough for him to realize he's already drowned. One of the security guards nervously laughed. Sir, you must be joking, right? Jiang Cheng simply smiled. Then he raised another offer. Don't believe me? I can pay first. If anything happens, I'll hire the best lawyers for you. And even if someone goes to prison, I'll give their family another 5 million. The security guards looked at each other. Their expressions gradually became strange. One of them quietly muttered, Should we quit our jobs? We only earn 4 or 5,000 yuan a month. We couldn't make 5 million in our entire lives. Another guard swallowed hard. If I go in, I get 10 million. Honestly, it sounds worth it. The red-haired man's face immediately turned pale. Pointing at Jiang Cheng, he shouted, What are you trying to do? Trying to murder someone in broad daylight? Don't you know murder is punishable by death? Jiang Cheng shrugged. If that's the case, then hurry up and jump. The sooner you jump, the sooner you finish your work. You think that kind of threat scares me? I bet you wouldn't dare. You wouldn't even dare hit me. Jiang Cheng suddenly smiled. Maybe, but a 5 million yuan job takes some consideration. A 100,000 yuan job doesn't. He immediately turned toward the security guards again. 100,000 yuan each. Beat him until he's black and blue. At that moment, Yu Xiao stepped forward. Jiang Cheng, forget it. There's no need to waste time on someone like him. Jiang Cheng gently reassured her. Don't worry, Xiao. 5 minutes later, the matter was completely resolved. The security guards returned with bright smiles on their faces. Don't worry, boss. Everything has been arranged perfectly. There won't be any trouble afterward. If you ever have similar jobs in the future, feel free to contact us again. Jiang Cheng laughed. Good work. Afterward, he turned back to Yu Xiao. His expression became serious. From now on, you have to tell me everything. Don't hide things from me anymore. Otherwise, situations like today will happen again. And as for Zhang Yu, don't worry about him anymore. Just then, a familiar system notification sounded. Ding! A new reward appeared. The system detected that Jiang Cheng had experienced unusually large emotional fluctuations. To help eliminate future troubles, the system granted him a private security company. This company specialized in handling various daily problems. All personnel were highly professional. Every operation would remain completely confidential. Reading the reward, Jiang Cheng couldn't help smiling. System, you really understand me. With professionals like these, Dealing with Zhang Yu next time won't be nearly as troublesome as today. Xiao Xiao. Didn't you ask me to look at office locations? Let's go. Yu Xiao Xiao blinked in surprise. We're going today. I thought you wouldn't be in the mood after what just happened. Jiang Cheng laughed. Why should a piece of trash affect important business? Let's go. Soon, the two arrived at the Global Financial Center. The moment Jiang Cheng stepped inside, his eyes lit up. This place is excellent. It's more than enough for our first company. The decoration is stylish. The atmosphere is sophisticated. It's perfect for an entertainment company. After examining the space for a while, he nodded with satisfaction. With a few small layout adjustments, we can start working here immediately. With a playful smile, Jiang Cheng looked at her. Xiao Xiao, won't you come and sit down for a bit? Still, she softly replied. As long as you're happy. A shy sound escaped her lips as she lowered her head. Meanwhile, back at the villa, Manager Wang had already been waiting. The moment Jiang Cheng entered, she greeted him warmly. Welcome home, Mr. Jiang. Would you like dinner first, or would you like to take a shower first? On the surface, she remained professional, but deep inside, her thoughts were running wild. When I give Mr. Jiang a bath and massage later, her face couldn't help warming slightly. However, Jiang Cheng's answer immediately caught her off guard. Let's eat first. We can wash up afterward. Manager Wang blinked. No washing first? All of the preparations she had secretly made suddenly seemed useless. After all, she and the others had even been researching new service techniques online. They were determined to provide service that was 100 times better than before. Yet now, everything would have to wait. Putting those thoughts aside, Manager Wang quickly returned to her professional demeanor. Mr. Jiang, please enjoy your meal. As she watched him, she couldn't help sighing inwardly. Oh, Manager Wang, you really picked the wrong time to take the initiative today. With no other choice, she could only tell herself. Maybe next time. The next day, Jiang Cheng arrived at the auto show. As soon as he entered, President Wang greeted him with a smile. Young Master Jiang, I thought you were too busy to come. Jiang Cheng laughed. Haha, Brother Wang invited me personally. How could I refuse? President Wang nodded happily. As they chatted, another familiar voice suddenly called out to them. Mr. Wang, Mr. Chun, Mr. Jiang, have you all come look at cars today? The group exchanged greetings and continued walking through the exhibition hall. As Jiang Cheng's eyes swept across the venue, a particular booth immediately caught his attention. His eyes widened slightly. Wow, Ferrari really went all out this time. They actually hired a goddess-level model. Jiang Cheng was surprised. It really is Zhou Ying. But as he looked closer, he noticed something was wrong. Instead of smiling like a professional model, Zhou Ying looked visibly uncomfortable. Zhou Ying immediately stepped back. Please don't take pictures like that. However, the man showed no intention of stopping. Instead, he sneered at her. What's with this car model acting so high and mighty? If you don't want people taking pictures, then don't dress like that. Since you're standing out here, I'll take pictures however I want. Meanwhile, Zhou Ying's expression grew even colder. And from the look in Jiang Cheng's eyes, it was obvious that he wasn't about to ignore what was happening. The man suddenly exploded with anger. My photo. Damn it. This is the culmination of several days of hard work. Can't you see where you're going? But Jiang Cheng remained calm. My foot slipped and your phone broke. I'll pay you back. Hearing that, the man became even more furious. MD. Without warning, he swung his fist toward Jiang Cheng. But Jiang Cheng reacted instantly. He dodged the attack with ease. Then he looked at the man coldly. You struck first. According to our country's laws, you are now subject to legitimate self-defense. Before the man could react, bang! Jiang Cheng's fist slammed directly into his face. The man was sent stumbling backward. The entire auto show fell silent. Everyone stared in shock. Jiang Cheng calmly turned toward the staff. Manager Huang, what are you standing there for? Call the police. And remember to save all the surveillance footage and hand it over in its entirety. Manager Huang immediately nodded nervously. Yes, Mr. Jiang. I'm so sorry to have upset you. This has never happened before. It was our oversight. At the same time, security guards rushed over. Quick, call security first, then call the police. As the situation settled down, Wang Zheng looked at Jiang Cheng with admiration. Young Master Jiang, you're really skilled. That punch just now is awesome. Jiang Chung smiled slightly. You flatter me. However, this made my impression of Shanghai worse. How could there be such a pervert? Chun Hao shook his head. This isn't something to compare. We are all decent people. We don't have that kind of fetish. At that moment, Zhou Ying hurried over. Jiang Chung, are you all right? I didn't expect you. Anyway, thank you. Jiang Chung smiled. What could possibly happen to me? The important thing is that you're all right. Hearing that, the people beside them immediately understood. So you and this young lady know each other? No wonder young Master Jiang was so furious. It was all because of his lover. Zhou Ying's face instantly turned red. Jiang Chung quickly explained. This is my high school classmate, Zhou Ying. Then he introduced the others. These are my brothers and friends. Wang Zheng. Chen Hao. The two nodded politely. Hello. After chatting for a while, Zhou Ying asked, Are you here to look at cars again today? Jiang Chung laughed. On the last day, I'll just browse around and maybe pick out a car for my dad. Zhou Ying blinked in surprise. Then when are you coming back to Chengdu? I haven't even treated you to a meal yet. Jiang Chung thought for a moment. It's not arranged yet, but it should be soon. Chun Hao is treating us to dinner tonight. Do you have anything to do after work? Want to come along? Zhou Ying nodded with a smile. Okay. I'll contact you after I get off work. Good. Then I'll wander around with him first. A salesperson soon approached. Is young Master Jiang interested in this four-door supercar? The salesperson immediately began introducing the vehicle. This car combines the comfort of a sedan with the performance of a supercar. It comes equipped with a 3.0T inline six-cylinder engine and a 48-volt mild hybrid system. It offers stronger competitiveness compared to other vehicles in the same class and price range. Jiang Chung raised his hand. Get to the point. The price. The salesperson smiled awkwardly. The highest configuration is priced at 2.2 million yuan and will also provide dash. The freebies aren't important. I only care about delivery. Can you deliver it to Chengdu for me? The salesperson immediately nodded. Of course, boss. We provide nationwide delivery, and we can also assist with local vehicle registration. You can rest assured. Jiang Chung took out his bank card. Okay. Swipe my card. The salesperson's eyes lit up. As payment was processed, Jiang Chung added, After the car arrives in Chengdu, help me prepare a delivery ceremony. I want to give my dad a surprise. No problem. Leave it to me. I guarantee everything will be done perfectly. Your father will definitely feel the full sense of ceremony. Wang Zheng looked at the new car and laughed. Young Master Jiang, is this car really for your father? Jiang Chung nodded. I don't think my dad will say much about this car. It's low-key enough. The people around him nearly choked. A four-door supercar. And you call that low-key? Chun Hao sighed helplessly. Brother Jiang, when you have money, you really can do whatever you want. Back in the day, I had to beg my dad forever before he finally bought me my first supercar. But you're directly buying a supercar for your father. I admit it. I'm jealous. This is truly eye-opening. After completing all the payment procedures, it was already Zhou Ying's time to get off work. Jiang Chung smiled and waved to her. Zhou Ying, let's go. The two left the auto show together. As Jiang Chung looked at Zhou Ying walking beside him, he couldn't help but sigh inwardly. Zhou Ying truly deserves to be recognized as the school's most beautiful girl. After walking for a while, Jiang Chung asked, Summer vacation is over, so you should have to go back to school soon, right? Zhou Ying nodded. Well, you should know about my family's bankruptcy. I'm just trying to earn some living expenses here. Are you surprised? Jiang Chung quietly listened. Zhou Ying continued calmly. I know many people at school talk about me behind my back, but I never really had any close friends anyway. So I don't care what they say. Earning money with my own hands now feels much more real than before. Jiang Chung smiled. A beautiful woman like you, with your looks and qualities, will never have trouble making money. Zhou Ying rolled her eyes. Everyone says that, but no one ever explains exactly where the money comes from. For a moment, Jiang Chung burst out laughing. Ha ha, I always thought you were a cold and aloof school beauty, but I didn't expect you to be this down-to-earth. Soon, the two arrived at the restaurant. The moment they entered, Wang Zheng waved excitedly. Young Master Jiang, and your beautiful classmate. Come, sit here. However, before they could sit down, Chun Hao suddenly frowned. Damn, what's he doing here? Wang Zheng's expression also darkened. No one should have invited him this round. Jiang Cheng looked over curiously. What's wrong? Chun Hao lowered his voice. That guy's name is Wang Chong. He has a grudge against Brother Wang. We don't usually hang out together. I don't know which fool invited him. Jiang Cheng smiled. It's all right. This isn't his territory. Since he's already here, you're the host. You should still treat him properly. We brothers have to save face. Chun Hao immediately greeted him. Brother Xiaoqiang, it's been a long time. Come, have a seat. At that moment, Jiang Cheng noticed Wang Chong's face instantly darken. Apparently, Wang Chong hated being called Xiaoqiang, but Chun Hao and Wang Zheng had teased him like that for so many years that they couldn't break the habit. Wang Zheng quickly tried to smooth things over. Brother Wang, we're here to make friends and have fun today. Let's all calm down. The meal soon got underway. Wine glasses clinked. The atmosphere gradually became lively. Wang Chong raised his glass. Brother Chun, your braised pork is amazing. How about we grab a few more drinks? Chun Hao laughed loudly. The atmosphere is perfect today. Come on, everyone, let's drink. Half an hour later, the conversation shifted to business and investments. Wang Chong suddenly leaned back in his chair proudly. By the way, I recently got another insider stock tip, the kind that's guaranteed to make money. The people at the table immediately became interested. Someone hurriedly asked, Brother Wang, I heard you made more than 10 million yuan from stocks recently. It's true, right? Please help me out. Wang Chong smiled proudly. Then he deliberately glanced toward Wang Zheng and Chun Hao. I'm sharing something with everyone today. When making friends, you need to be selective. Don't make friends with fair-weather people. You need useful connections if you want to develop. The atmosphere instantly became awkward. Jiang Cheng narrowed his eyes. This guy is obviously taking shots at Wang Zheng and Chun Hao. Just then, Chun Hao suddenly smiled. Really? Since you made it big now, Xiaoqiang, can you finally pay back the 2 million yuan you borrowed from me 2 years ago? You can just return the principal. I won't even charge interest. The entire table froze. Wang Chong's face immediately turned ugly. Chun Hao, what the hell did you call me? Chun Hao wasn't backing down. Hey Wang, I'm already being polite by calling you Brother Xiaoqiang. Do you really think you're someone important? The smell of gunpowder instantly filled the room. Seeing things escalating, Jiang Cheng calmly spoke up. All right, Brother Chun, you're the one who invited us out today. Don't let unpleasant people ruin your mood. But before anyone could react, bang, Wang Chong slammed the table violently. Then he pointed directly at Jiang Cheng. His eyes filled with hostility. Where did this country bumpkin come from? Who gives you the right to speak here? The entire private room instantly fell silent. Everyone's expressions changed, and Jiang Cheng slowly raised his head. A cold look appeared in his eyes. The atmosphere became tense in an instant. Wang Chong pointed at Jiang Cheng and demanded to know what everyone meant, accusing them of taking Jiang Cheng's side and acting as if he were someone important. Even Wang Zheng and Chun Hao stepped forward, warning Wang Chong not to cause trouble since they were all there for Chun Hao's gathering. At that moment, Wang Chong finally realized something. Inwardly, he was shocked. The attitudes of Wang Zheng and Chun Hao had completely changed. They were clearly protecting Jiang Cheng. This made him realize that Jiang Cheng was definitely not an ordinary person and that he might have underestimated him. But despite that realization, Wang Chong still refused to back down. He mocked Jiang Cheng as a country bumpkin from Chengdu and declared that he wasn't going to tolerate him any longer. Jiang Cheng ignored the insults and pointed out the real issue. Wang Chong had dirted Zhou Ying's clothes, and he wanted him to apologize. Zhou Ying quickly tried to stop him, saying she was fine and that there was no need to make a fuss. But Jiang Cheng wasn't asking. He was telling him. Wang Chong sneered, refusing outright, and continuing to insult Jiang Cheng. That was the final straw. A loud slap echoed through the room. Then another. Jiang Cheng's expression turned cold. This guy kept calling him a country bumpkin, as if he were someone who could be bullied without consequence. Wang Chong staggered back in disbelief. He couldn't believe Jiang Cheng had actually hit him. But Jiang Cheng remained calm and sarcastically suggested that Wang Chong should visit a neurologist. If money was the issue, he'd even pay for the treatment himself. Furious and humiliated, Wang Chong exploded and charged forward. The others immediately shouted for Jiang Cheng to be careful. But before anyone could react, a heavy impact rang out. Wang Chong was sent flying. Jiang Cheng stood there calmly and asked who exactly was looking for death. With the situation completely reversed, Wang Zheng stepped in and told Wang Chong that he was the one who caused all of this with his foul mouth. His advice was simple: leave. Wang Chong glared at Jiang Cheng, unwilling to accept the humiliation. Before leaving, he swore that he wouldn't let this go. After he was gone, Jiang Cheng asked about his background. The answer came quickly. Wang Chong's family owned 2 publicly listed food companies and had gained significant market share over the past 2 years, which was why he acted so arrogantly. Hearing that, Jiang Cheng merely smiled. If that was all Wang Chong had to rely on, then Jiang Cheng wanted to see just how capable his family really was. Meanwhile, Zhou Ying looked apologetic. She felt that she had dragged Jiang Cheng into trouble once again and asked if he was all right. Jiang Cheng simply replied that it was nothing. But in his heart, he noticed that the incident had completely ruined Zhou Ying's mood. There was no reason to stay any longer. He turned to Wang Zheng and Chen Hao and said they had already had enough to drink and would be leaving first. Chen Hao immediately apologized, saying he never expected something so unpleasant to happen during the gathering. Jiang Cheng waved it off. They were brothers. There was no point dwelling on trivial matters. After saying goodbye, he turned his attention to Zhou Ying. He remembered that she knew how to drive. Zhou Ying confidently replied that she had even driven supercars before. Jiang Cheng laughed. After all, she used to be a famous rich heiress in Chengdu. Embarrassed, Zhou Ying told him not to tease her and promised to get them safely to their destination. As she settled into the driver's seat, a hint of excitement appeared on her face. It had been a long time since she'd driven a supercar, and honestly, if they weren't stuck in the city, she would have loved to see just how fast it could really go. Unfortunately, her family had been too strict, and after everything that happened, she never really got another chance. Hearing that, Jiang Cheng laughed. To him, that wasn't a problem at all. If she wanted to experience racing, he'd take her to a track someday. For a brief moment, Zhou Ying fell silent. Then she looked at him seriously and thanked him. Not just for today, but for everything he had done for her. Jiang Cheng was caught off guard. He couldn't understand why she suddenly became so emotional. Seeing the awkward atmosphere, Zhou Ying quickly changed the subject. It was already late, and she told him to go inside and get some rest. Before Jiang Cheng could say anything else, she hurriedly turned around and left. Her face was slightly red. She was clearly embarrassed. Watching her disappear into the distance, Jiang Cheng couldn't help wondering if she had just gotten shy. But after a moment, he shook his head. There were more important things to deal with. Back in his room, Jiang Cheng picked up his phone and opened the trending news page. The hot search rankings refreshed in real time every minute. Suddenly, a headline caught his eye. His eyes widened. Food safety scandals involving Wang Chong's family business had exploded across social media. Jiang Cheng immediately contacted Wang Zheng. When Wang Zheng checked the news himself, he discovered things were even worse than expected. The scandal was growing larger by the minute. Television stations quickly picked up the story. News anchors reported that major retailers were already removing the products from shelves, while regulatory authorities had begun investigating. The reputation of Wang Foods had collapsed almost overnight. The financial losses would likely be immeasurable. As Wang Zheng watched the reports, he suddenly remembered something Jiang Cheng had said the previous night. Really? Then let's see how capable his family truly is. The memory sent a chill down his spine. Neither he nor Chen Hao had expected things to escalate this quickly. Now it seemed impossible to believe it was merely a coincidence. Wang Zheng could only stare at the screen in disbelief. The Wang family wasn't just taking damage. They were on the verge of collapse. Chen Hao sighed deeply. From the moment he first met Jiang Cheng, he had known this young man was far from ordinary. Now he was even more certain. At the very same time, chaos had erupted inside the Wang family residence. Wang Chong's father was desperately answering phone call after phone call. Every conversation brought worse news than the last. Someone was clearly targeting the Wang family. Just then, Wang Chong walked into the room. His father immediately noticed the bruises covering his son's face. Annoyance flashed across his expression. He demanded to know what trouble Wang Chong had caused this time. Wang Chong casually explained that he had been beaten up by some arrogant outsider from Chengdu and was still thinking about how to get revenge. The moment those words left his mouth, his father froze. Then his expression changed completely. A loud slap echoed through the room. Wang Chong staggered backward in shock. His father stared at him with bloodshot eyes. Suddenly, all the pieces began connecting together. The timing was too perfect. After hearing Wang Chong recount everything that had happened, his father finally connected the dots. The more he thought about it, the angrier he became. 30 years of hard work had built the Wang family's empire. Yet in a single night, a huge portion of their market share had vanished. Realizing the crisis they were facing, he immediately ordered Wang Chong to find Jiang Cheng and apologize, no matter the cost. But Wang Chong's pride wouldn't allow it. Having threatened Jiang Cheng only yesterday, he couldn't bring himself to bow his head today. Even when his father threatened divorce, he stubbornly refused to go. His mother initially believed the situation could be solved with money, but after hearing how much the family had already lost, her confidence disappeared. She quickly changed sides and urged her son to seek forgiveness before the family collapsed completely. As panic spread through the Wang household, Jiang Cheng was having a much calmer morning. At the villa, Wang Yuyan reported the latest progress. The exposure of the Wang family's raw material scandals had already crippled their daily operations. According to their estimates, once the plan was fully carried out, the Wang family's 500 million yuan fortune would lose nearly 400 million. Jiang Cheng nodded in satisfaction and told them to continue steadily. Afterward, Wang Yuyan prepared a simple breakfast for him. While serving him, she couldn't help recalling the previous night. Jiang Cheng had returned drunk with another beautiful woman, making her feel an unexpected sense of pressure. When Jiang Cheng casually asked whether she had changed his clothes, Wang Yuyan remembered helping the sleeping man back to bed after he had passed out on the sofa. His clothes had smelled strongly of alcohol, so she and the others had changed them for him. Embarrassed by the memory, she hurriedly explained that she hadn't done anything else. Jiang Cheng laughed and mentioned that he seemed to have dreamed about her the night before, though unfortunately it had only been a dream. His words immediately made Wang Yuyan's heart race. Trying to change the subject, she offered to use a massage technique she had recently learned to help him recover from his hangover. Jiang Cheng agreed without hesitation. As the massage began, both of them tried to remain calm, but the atmosphere gradually became more awkward and intimate. Jiang Cheng was repeatedly forced to steady his thoughts, while Wang Yuyan struggled to maintain her professional composure. When Jiang Cheng jokingly remarked that the situation felt strangely similar to his dream from the previous night, Wang Yuyan finally gathered all her courage. Unable to hide her feelings any longer, she directly asked whether he was willing to be with her. Without hesitation, Jiang Cheng gave her the answer she wanted. Meanwhile, on the other side of the city, Wang Chong remained completely unaware of how serious the situation had become. Rather than apologizing, he went out to relax and booked a hotel room, hoping to forget about his troubles for a while. However, reality quickly caught up with him. When he tried to pay, the transaction was declined. Thinking it was a problem with the machine, he asked the receptionist to try again. But after another attempt, the result was exactly the same. His cards could no longer be used. Only then did Wang Chong realize that his finances had already been frozen. The money he had spent on luxury cars and extravagant living had drained his accounts, while his father's support had seemingly disappeared as well. Left with no options, he asked the woman accompanying him to pay the room fee first and promised to transfer the money later. The reaction was immediate. The woman instantly turned hostile, mocking him for pretending to be rich while being unable to afford even a hotel room. All of her previous affection disappeared in an instant. Standing there speechless and humiliated, Wang Chong could only watch as the consequences of his actions began crashing down around him. And this was only the beginning. At the front desk, Wang Chong's expression darkened as he realized the girl had already left. There was no one for him to check in with anymore. At that moment, he called his father, his voice filled with anger and embarrassment, demanding to know why his card had been frozen and urging him to unfreeze it immediately. On the other end, his father coldly told him to clean up the mess he had created. If he failed to resolve it that very day, he should not expect to receive another penny, especially with the family already on the verge of bankruptcy. With that, the call was abruptly cut off. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, Wang Chong had no choice but to seek out Wang Zheng and Chun Hao. Forcing a smile, he approached them and greeted them awkwardly. When asked why he had come, Wang Chong lowered his pride and asked for their help in contacting Jiang Cheng. Chun Hao teased him for suddenly asking for help, but Wang Chong admitted his mistakes and sincerely apologized, saying he had no other choice. Seeing this, Wang Zheng agreed to help pass along the message, though he made no guarantees. After Wang Chong left, Chen Hao questioned Wang Zheng's decision. Wang Zheng simply remarked that since Jiang Cheng was already dealing with Wang Chong, they might as well help arrange things for him, treating it as a spectacle. That evening at TXX nightclub, Jiang Cheng arrived with Zhou Ying. Their appearance drew greetings from others, who assumed Zhou Ying was his girlfriend. Zhou Ying noticed this, but chose not to explain. Inside the booth, Jiang Cheng ordered drinks calmly, including Wangzi milk. Zhou Ying observed that he did not pressure her to drink, unlike other men, and began to see him in a different light. Soon, Zhou Ying noticed Wang Chong's presence again and questioned it. Jiang Cheng calmly told her not to worry and that she would understand shortly. Wang Chong then stepped forward and sincerely apologized, admitting that his behavior the previous night had been due to drunkenness. He asked Jiang Cheng to vent his anger however he wished, as long as he would spare him and his family. Jiang Cheng responded that the person Wang Chong should apologize to was not him. After thinking for a moment, Wang Chong realized his mistake and apologized to Zhou Ying instead. Zhou Ying accepted casually, but internally realized that Jiang Cheng had brought her there specifically to receive that apology. Jiang Cheng then stated that he did not mind what was said about him, but Wang Chong had dirted his classmates' clothes, which warranted the apology. Hoping the matter could end there, Wang Chong asked if they could let it go. However, Jiang Cheng reminded him of his arrogance the previous night when smashing bottles. When Wang Chong offered to endure any punishment, Jiang Cheng declined physical violence, stating that educated people should not act that way. Instead, he suggested that since Wang Chong was skilled at smashing bottles, he should drink 3 bottles of Ace of Spades and perform for everyone. Understanding the humiliation, but having no other choice, Wang Chong agreed. In front of everyone, he smashed the bottles one after another, enduring the pain as the crowd watched. After the 3rd smash, he could no longer hold on and collapsed to the ground. Jiang Cheng calmly applauded the performance, while the surrounding crowd reacted with surprise and mockery at Wang Chong's actions. Lying on the ground, Wang Chong wondered if he had finally passed this ordeal before losing consciousness completely. The staff quickly approached and asked whether they should call an ambulance. Jiang Cheng simply instructed them to ensure that Wang Chong did not die and to clean up the mess to prevent anyone from getting hurt. Zhou Ying felt uneasy and wondered if Wang Chong might report the incident. Jiang Cheng reassured her that he had not laid a hand on him and that Wang Chong would not dare to report it. Finally, Jiang Cheng raised his glass and thanked everyone for coming, inviting them all to drink. Someone silently reflected that they should never have come to take advantage of the expensive Ace of Spades. Though Jiang Cheng appeared handsome, he was truly terrifying, able to make others willingly smash bottles with just a few casual words. In their thoughts, Wang Chong was seen as a typical bully who preyed on the weak and feared the strong. In Modu, aside from Qin Fun, almost no one dared to provoke him. Yet in front of Jiang Cheng, he appeared utterly cowardly, making it clear that Jiang Cheng's power was unfathomable. The drinking party eventually came to an end in a strange and tense atmosphere. Afterward, Zhou Ying quietly told Jiang Cheng that next time, she would prefer if it were just the two of them, as she was not used to being around unfamiliar people. She added that although she knew he had arranged everything for someone to apologize to her, she still felt uneasy. Jiang Cheng responded that next time, he would not let strangers disturb them again. Zhou Ying replied that she did not actually mind those things, and instead told him to rest well since he had drunk quite a lot. With that, she bid him goodbye. Later, through WeChat, Jiang Cheng instructed his security team to stop their actions against the Wang family. He then asked about Zhang Yu's recent movements. The team reported that Zhang Yu had been gathering information to sue him and was still harassing Yu Xiaoxiao daily. Hearing this, Jiang Cheng inwardly resolved that Zhang Yu had gone too far and must be made to follow the rules permanently. He immediately ordered his team to set a trap that night and find a way to send Zhang Yu out of the country by the next day. Upon returning, Jiang Cheng was greeted by manager Wang Yuyan. Their interaction quickly became more intimate, with Jiang Cheng teasing her about her change in attitude compared to earlier. Embarrassed, she reminded him they were outside and might be seen, but Jiang Cheng casually suggested they move inside instead. Soon after, their private interaction continued indoors. 20 minutes later, at True Colors Bar, a customer ordered a drink while Zhang Yu sat observing the surroundings. Knowing the place was frequented by people seeking same-sex partners, he tried to judge the orientation of a handsome man nearby. At that moment, a WeChat voice message played, revealing that the man had been abandoned by his partner who claimed their past relationship meant nothing. Realizing the man was vulnerable, Zhang Yu approached him and offered to drink together, introducing himself and attempting to comfort him. The man introduced himself as Li Minhang. Zhang Yu offered to accompany him and listen to his story, claiming he had gone through similar experiences. Li Minhang hesitated but eventually agreed, and the two continued talking. An hour and a half passed. Li Minhang thanked Zhang Yu for the conversation, explaining that he had a flight to catch the next morning. When asked where he was going, he revealed he was flying to Thailand alone to mark the end of his past relationship. After bidding farewell, Li Minhang left. Only then did Zhang Yu realize he had forgotten to add him on WeChat. Regretting the missed opportunity, he quickly checked flights to Thailand and discovered there was only one flight the next morning. Without hesitation, he bought a ticket, hoping for another encounter. He looked forward to meeting Li Minhang again on the plane. The next afternoon, at an airport in Thailand, Jiang Cheng arrived and was greeted by Wang Sheng, the captain of his security team. A system notification indicated Wang Sheng's absolute loyalty. Jiang Cheng immediately asked about Zhang Yu's whereabouts. Wang Sheng reported that Zhang Yu had already been confined in a hotel and offered to take him there. At the hotel, the security team greeted Jiang Cheng as he ordered them to wake Zhang Yu. After being splashed awake, Zhang Yu, still disoriented, mistakenly assumed Li Minhang was playing some kind of game. However, he was quickly confronted by Li Minhang, who questioned why Zhang Yu continued to harass Xiao Xiao. Shocked, Zhang Yu demanded to know what was happening. At that moment, Jiang Cheng stepped forward, reminding Zhang Yu of his previous warning that the next time they met, he would silence him forever. Terrified, Zhang Yu begged for mercy, insisting that he would never bother Xiao Xiao again and would avoid them entirely in the future. Jiang Cheng calmly instructed Wang Sheng to confiscate all of Zhang Yu's belongings, including his money, phone, passport, and identification. He then declared that if Zhang Yu could return from Thailand with nothing, it would mean fate had spared him and he would not interfere further. With that, he ordered Zhang Yu to leave. Afterward, Jiang Cheng reflected that he still had not handled the shares rewarded by the system previously. Since he was already in Thailand, he decided to take care of it and instructed Wang Sheng to head to Henshin Company. Jiang Cheng arrived at Henshin Company, where he was warmly greeted by Mario, a major shareholder. Mario expressed his excitement at finally meeting him, while Jiang Cheng politely returned the greeting. Mario laughed it off, saying there was no need for such formality between brothers, and invited Jiang Cheng to head inside the company to talk further. He then presented the share transfer contract and asked Jiang Cheng to review it, offering to clarify anything if needed. Jiang Cheng glanced over it and stated that nothing was unclear, expressing complete trust in Mario. At that moment, the system interface displayed Mario's information, showing a high level of friendliness, even categorized as a blood brother. Jiang Cheng understood that since the system had granted this relationship, he could confidently sign for the 20% stake. After signing, Mario enthusiastically declared that they were now family and offered to take Jiang Cheng out to experience the local culture. Jiang Cheng politely declined, saying he had other arrangements and would experience it another time. Inwardly, he felt that such local customs could wait. Mario laughed and told him to feel at home, reminding him to reach out anytime if he needed anything. Afterward, Jiang Cheng decided to go out for a walk. Upon asking for suggestions, he was advised to visit the local night market, known for its many shops and distinctive snacks. Jiang Cheng agreed and headed there with Wang Sheng. At the night market, the lively atmosphere was suddenly interrupted by the sound of a child crying. A little girl stood alone, panicked, and calling for her mother. Without hesitation, Jiang Cheng ordered Wang Sheng to step in and help. Within moments, the situation was handled, and the child was safe. Jiang Cheng gently asked the girl for her name and why she was alone. She introduced herself as Annie and explained that she had come with her mother. Wanting to try raw pickled squid, she had run off when her mother refused. Hearing this, Jiang Cheng realized she was simply a mischievous child. He then asked if she remembered her mother's phone number. Annie nodded, and under his guidance, she called her mother. Soon, Annie's mother, an Xian, arrived in a hurry. Overwhelmed with relief, she repeatedly expressed her gratitude. At the same time, she scolded Annie for running off, her voice filled with both anger and worry, warning her about the dangers of getting lost. Annie burst into tears, apologizing and promising not to run off again. Seeing her daughter cry, and Xian quickly softened and comforted her. After calming down, Xian introduced herself properly and once again thanked Jiang Cheng and Wang Sheng for helping her daughter. As Xian's information appeared on the system interface, Jiang Cheng briefly paused. Seeing her attributes, especially the privacy value displayed as 0, he felt a moment of confusion. Considering that her daughter was already quite grown, the value seemed unusual, leaving him puzzled about the situation. However, he did not dwell on it for long. After a brief exchange, Jiang Cheng stated that they would meet again in Rongqing before preparing to leave. Annie waved goodbye gratefully, thanking him once more. After Jiang Cheng and Wang Sheng departed, a bodyguard beside Xian asked if he should investigate Jiang Cheng's background. Xian declined calmly, thinking that Jiang Cheng was likely not an ordinary person and that it would be unwise to casually probe into others behind their backs. The next evening, Jiang Cheng returned home and was greeted by his parents. His mother teased him for finally remembering to come back, while his father asked what he had bought. Jiang Cheng explained that the gifts were specially chosen for them and asked if they liked them. His father scolded him lightly for showing off after making some money, while his mother praised his taste, especially the bag he had bought for her. When asked about the price of the watch, Jiang Cheng casually mentioned it was over 100,000, claiming he got an internal price through a friend. Inwardly, he noted that if his father knew the true cost over $1 million, he would be shocked, and his mother might not even allow him to wear outside. His mother advised him not to spend too much and reminded him to save money, especially since he was not yet married. She then mentioned that several colleagues had unmarried daughters and offered to arrange introductions for him. Jiang Cheng immediately declined, saying he had no interest. He then said he was heading to Taiku Li to buy some things and would not be staying for dinner. After he left, his parents exchanged remarks, his mother noting that their son had grown up, while his father joked about raising a child for old age support, only to be lightly scolded by his wife for ruining the atmosphere. Later, at Taiku Li, the lively surroundings attracted many onlookers. Passers-by admired the fashionable crowd, especially the attractive women, treating the place as a visual feast. Amid the noise, a sudden confession drew attention. Hearing the name Zhou Ying, Jiang Cheng instinctively looked over. It was indeed her. A man named Wang Yuan stood before Zhou Ying, confessing that he had liked her since their school days. He claimed that although he had not been good enough before, he now believed he could make her happy and asked her to accept him. The surrounding crowd reacted with excitement, praising the romance and the man's wealth, especially noting the expensive necklace he had prepared. Zhou Ying, however, appeared uncomfortable. She told Wang Yuan that she only saw him as a friend and urged him to stand up, reminding him that everyone was watching. Wang Yuan insisted, saying he would give her time to think and emphasizing the effort he had put into the gift, even mentioning future plans like customizing a diamond ring. When Zhou Ying warned that she would leave if he continued, Wang Yuan signaled his preparations. With a sharp sound, performers appeared, singing loudly and holding signs urging her to accept him. The crowd joined in, chanting for her to say yes. Wang Yuan promised that if she agreed, she would no longer need to work and could receive 50,000 yuan in monthly pocket money. As the pressure mounted and the crowd grew louder, a system notification suddenly sounded. A selection interface appeared before Jiang Cheng, presenting two choices: remain a bystander like everyone else, or step in and help Zhou Ying out of the situation. Faced with the system's prompt, Jiang Cheng did not hesitate. In his view, there was nothing to choose. Thinking back to the massive cashback he had received previously, he was even more certain that this opportunity would bring even greater returns. As the crowd continued shouting for Zhou Ying to accept, Wang Yuan grew more confident, even attempting to treat her silence as agreement. At that moment, Jiang Cheng suddenly stepped forward, holding a simple bouquet of wildflowers, and calmly addressed Zhou Ying, asking if she would like them and whether she would be willing to be his girlfriend if she did. His unexpected interruption instantly stirred the crowd. Onlookers were shocked, some calling it a bold attempt to snatch the girl, while others mocked his modest flowers, comparing them unfavorably to Wang Yuan's extravagant display. Wang Yuan sneered, ridiculing Jiang Cheng for trying to compete without even spending money, advising him to leave and stop embarrassing himself. The crowd quickly sided with Wang Yuan, believing that between wealth and simplicity, the choice was obvious. However, to everyone's surprise, Zhou Ying accepted Jiang Cheng's flowers and expressed that she liked them. The atmosphere froze instantly. Wang Yuan was stunned, unable to understand what had just happened, while the crowd erupted in disbelief, some even claiming they had witnessed true love. Ignoring the noise around them, Jiang Cheng casually remarked that he had carefully chosen the flowers. Zhou Ying sincerely thanked him, making her stance even clearer. Wang Yuan, unwilling to accept reality, tried to convince himself that Zhou Ying was joking and urged her to reconsider. Zhou Ying firmly rejected him, stating that she did not need him to give her any chances. Jiang Cheng then stepped in again, pointing out that she had already tried to spare Wang Yuan's dignity multiple times, but he refused to understand. He advised Wang Yuan to act more freely and accept reality, reminding him that there were many opportunities elsewhere. Enraged, Wang Yuan warned Jiang Cheng not to interfere, insisting that he could provide Zhou Ying with a life of luxury, including expensive gifts, cars, and generous monthly expenses. Jiang Cheng calmly questioned how Wang Yuan could be so certain that he himself could not provide the same. Wang Yuan continued boasting, emphasizing his financial ability and questioning whether Jiang Cheng could match it. Unmoved, Jiang Cheng turned to Zhou Ying and asked whether she truly liked the things Wang Yuan mentioned. Zhou Ying replied that she did, but only depending on who gave them to her. When Jiang Cheng asked what if he were the one giving them, Zhou Ying answered that she would like them. Wang Yuan mocked the situation as if it were an exaggerated drama, and even attempted to bribe Jiang Cheng to leave. Jiang Cheng dismissed him casually, finding his behavior ridiculous. Just then, a shop assistant approached Jiang Cheng, informing him that an item he had purchased earlier was missing and needed to be placed in his car. Jiang Cheng pointed toward his vehicle. As the car responded with a lock sound, the crowd suddenly fell silent before erupting in shock upon recognizing it as a Porsche 918. The situation reversed instantly. The bystanders realized that Jiang Cheng's status far exceeded Wang Yuan's, and the gap between them was enormous. Wang Yuan's confidence collapsed on the spot. He could only awkwardly admit that the car was impressive, while internally realizing that he had made a fool of himself. With the situation settled, Jiang Cheng simply invited Zhou Ying to leave with him. Later, in a quieter setting, Zhou Ying asked whether she had caused him any trouble. She explained her relationship with Wang Yuan, clarifying that she had never seen him in a romantic way. She thanked Jiang Cheng sincerely, remarking that he was still as mischievous as he had been in school. Surprised, Jiang Cheng asked if she had noticed him back then. Zhou Ying admitted that although her family had been strict and she rarely interacted with others, she had always been aware of him and envied the carefree way he and others lived. Jiang Cheng reassured her that she had never been unnoticed and that many people had simply felt unworthy of approaching her. When Zhou Ying asked about him, he casually stated that he had focused on studying and had already ended his previous relationship. Hearing this, Zhou Ying felt a sense of regret, wishing she had experienced those youthful moments differently. At the same time, her impression of Jiang Cheng improved, though the increase in affection remained gradual. Jiang Cheng noticed the slow growth of her friendliness level and realized that she was not someone who could be easily influenced by wealth alone. At that moment, the system issued another notification, presenting a limited-time task to purchase a gift for Zhou Ying in exchange for additional rewards. Without hesitation, Jiang Cheng led Zhou Ying into a jewelry store. As they browsed, he asked to see a piece from the Panther series. After the assistant introduced it, Jiang Cheng turned to Zhou Ying and asked if she liked it. Zhou Ying hesitated, unsure whether he was serious, reminding him that their relationship had not reached the point of exchanging such gifts. Jiang Cheng explained calmly that it was not meant to imply anything serious, but rather a simple token between classmates. Hearing this, Zhou Ying gradually relaxed and admitted that the piece was indeed beautiful. Moments later, the system confirmed the purchase, triggering a massive cashback reward. Jiang Cheng inwardly noted that not only had he bought a gift for Zhou Ying, but he had also gained an enormous return, making the trip to Taikuli completely worthwhile. After sending Zhou Ying home, Jiang Cheng asked which floor she lived on, noticing that the old residential building did not even have an elevator. Zhou Ying explained that the apartment had been bought by her father decades ago, and after their original house was mortgaged, it was the only place left. She thanked him once again for what had happened that day, but Jiang Cheng brushed it off lightly, saying there was no need for thanks between old classmates. When he offered to walk her upstairs, Zhou Ying declined, saying her mother was already home and that he should head back. After parting ways, Zhou Ying returned upstairs, where her mother immediately assumed she had gone on a date with Wang Yuan, noticing the items she brought back. Zhou Ying quickly denied it, explaining that she did not like Wang Yuan and that the gifts were not from him. Her mother, however, revealed the harsh reality of their situation. With their father having left behind a massive debt, they had been forced to move repeatedly, avoiding creditors. The Wang family had promised to help repay the debt if Zhou Ying agreed to marry Wang Yuan. Although her mother admitted she did not particularly like Wang Yuan, she believed that marrying into his family would at least provide stability. Zhou Ying insisted that she was already looking for work and would find a way to solve their problems. However, her mother questioned how long it would take to repay millions through ordinary work, emphasizing that Wang Yuan had promised to change and that his past issues had already been settled. Despite the pressure, Zhou Ying firmly refused, stating that she would never be with Wang Yuan. As the argument continued, her mother noticed the Cartier necklace on her neck and immediately questioned her about it, suspecting that it had been given by her classmate and wondering if there was something more between them. Zhou Ying quickly denied it, explaining that they were just ordinary classmates and had only met by chance. She added that since he was very wealthy, such gifts likely meant little to him. Her mother then asked directly whether Zhou Ying liked him because of his money. Zhou Ying responded firmly that even if she were to be with him, it would never be because of money. As long as she liked someone, she would be with them regardless of wealth. Her mother, however, dismissed such thoughts as naive, arguing that love alone could not solve real-life problems and that she only wanted to prevent her daughter from suffering in the future. Unwilling to continue the argument, Zhou Ying ended the conversation and returned to her room, leaving her mother sighing with regret over her own past choices. At that moment, Jiang Cheng received a phone call. It was Annie, who happily greeted him. He jokingly asked whether she had run off once more, but Annie assured him that her mother was right beside her. And Xin then explained that it was Annie's birthday and that she wanted to invite him to celebrate. Although she felt it might be troublesome, she could not refuse her daughter's request. Just then, the system issued a new mission, offering a special reward if he agreed to accompany Annie. Without hesitation, Jiang Cheng chose to accept, knowing the value of the reward. The following day, Annie excitedly ran toward him, expressing how much she had missed him. Jiang Cheng wished her a happy birthday and suggested taking her to pick out a gift, reminding her to behave well. Annie happily agreed, though an Xin tried to stop her, saying they should not let him spend more money. However, Annie insisted that she only wanted gifts from Jiang Cheng, even teasing that her mother also liked him. Embarrassed, an Xin quickly tried to clarify, explaining that she had only mentioned him to her father because he had helped save Annie. The three of them then went out together, drawing the attention of passers-by, who admired their appearance and mistakenly assumed they were a happy family. Later, after spending time together, an Xin thanked Jiang Cheng sincerely once again for both the day and the birthday gift. At that moment, Jiang Cheng's father happened to see them from a distance. Noticing his son holding a child and standing beside a woman, he was immediately filled with confusion. Various thoughts rushed through his mind as he tried to make sense of the situation, even briefly wondering whether the child could somehow be related to his son, before quickly dismissing the idea. As he continued to observe, his confusion only deepened. When approached by an associate, Jiang Cheng's father was still distracted. Soon after, Jiang Cheng noticed his father and greeted him, asking why he was there. His father replied that he had come to discuss a project and asked the same in return. Jiang Cheng casually answered that he was simply out playing with them. Before his father could process this, an Xin politely introduced herself, mentioning that Jiang Cheng often spoke about him and expressing her intention to visit in the future. Hearing this, Jiang Cheng's father became even more unsettled, his thoughts spiraling as he tried to interpret their relationship. At the same time, the associate assured him that the project would definitely go to his company, further complicating the situation. Standing there, Jiang Cheng's father could not help but question who exactly an Xin was, and whether his son was truly involved with her in the way he feared. An hour later, Jiang Cheng returned home. His mother immediately asked whether he remembered what she had said before, mentioning again that the girls introduced by her friend were all quite good, and asking when he would meet them for a meal. Jiang Cheng replied that there was no need, thinking that people nowadays no longer relied on blind dates, and that he did not need one either. His mother became suspicious and asked directly whether he already had a girlfriend, telling him to be honest. Hearing this, Jiang Cheng felt a moment of hesitation. He wondered how he could possibly tell the truth, thinking that if he admitted everything, he might even get beaten. In the end, he simply said that the situation was complicated and that he would explain it later. His mother was left momentarily speechless. At that moment, his father spoke up, saying that he had been thinking about something all night. Although he had not intended to say anything at first, he now felt it was necessary to bring it up. Jiang Cheng asked what he wanted to say. His father directly mentioned the girl Jiang Cheng had been with that night, pointing out that she seemed to have a child. Jiang Cheng confirmed that he was referring to an Xian and questioned what was wrong with her having a child. His father explained that although young people nowadays were more open-minded, he had experienced life himself and knew that if they were truly together, there would be many complications. He said he did not want his son to take unnecessary detours. He then added that an Xian appeared quite wealthy and hinted that Jiang Cheng might be with her because of that. Jiang Cheng fell silent for a moment before realizing that his father had misunderstood the situation entirely, even thinking he was being supported by her. He sighed inwardly, then asked his father to sit down and listen as he began explaining everything that had happened in Thailand. After hearing the full story, his father finally understood, while his mother exclaimed in relief, saying she had been frightened and had almost thought she would become a grandmother. His father admitted that he had misunderstood and acknowledged his mistake. Soon after, Jiang Cheng browsed through trending topics on his phone. A headline about Lin Ru and Su Wan quickly caught his attention. The news claimed that Lin Ru had repeatedly slapped Su Wan during filming. Reading further, Jiang Cheng immediately judged that it was not staged acting but intentional. A simple slap had required more than 10 takes, and the online comments were clearly being manipulated to cover it up. With a cold expression, he instructed Wang Sheng over the phone that no matter what, Lin Ru must be ruined. Wang Sheng responded that he understood. An hour later, Jiang Cheng met Su Wan. She admired him openly, calling him handsome, but then became puzzled by the way he was looking at her. Jiang Cheng commented that it felt hot in her car. Su Wan misunderstood slightly and asked if she should help him take something off before suggesting they go eat hot pot. In a private room at the hot pot restaurant, Su Wan finally broke down emotionally. She cried about being powerless, unable to fight back, unable to argue, and still being cursed online. Jiang Cheng responded calmly, saying it was nothing serious and that if someone hit her in the future, she should hit back. Su Wan revealed that she knew he had helped her and that Yu Xiao was already organizing people to handle public relations online. Jiang Cheng then questioned why she was still taking small roles despite being signed to his company. Su Wan explained that the role had been arranged earlier and only a little filming remained. At that moment, Jiang Cheng received a message from Wang Sheng, reporting that evidence of Lin Ru's misconduct had been collected and leaked, and that public opinion online was already shifting. Jiang Cheng replied that it was good but not enough, instructing him to offer a heavy reward for more damaging information that could completely bring her down. After putting his phone away, Jiang Cheng told Su Wan to drink less. However, she refused, saying she had endured everything for days and only dared to truly relax in front of him. 2 hours later, Su Wan was completely drunk. She insisted she was not drunk and could still drink, asking why he had brought her there and where the alcohol was. She clung to him, refusing to let him leave, repeatedly asking him to stay. Jiang Cheng found himself in an awkward situation as she grew increasingly close. For a moment, he felt the intensity of the situation, but quickly restrained himself. He thought that taking advantage of her in such a vulnerable state would only lead to a bad outcome, deciding that there was no need to rush. As he prepared to leave, he noticed that even after falling asleep, she continued to move restlessly, making it difficult for him to disengage. In the end, he decided to deal with it another day, maintaining his composure despite the circumstances. However, just as he was about to leave, Su Wan suddenly stirred and murmured, questioning what he was doing, her voice still carrying traces of intoxication. At that moment, Jiang Cheng suddenly realized the situation had turned against him. Although Su Wan had been the one to initiate everything, it now made him look like the one at fault. He quickly complained that his head hurt, saying that she had been holding onto him tightly and that he should be the one asking what she was doing. He then deliberately pretended to be disoriented, claiming that he only remembered drinking at the hot pot restaurant and had no idea how they had returned to the hotel. As he spoke, his voice lowered, almost whispering. Jiang Cheng, on the other hand, inwardly blamed the situation on drinking too much and losing control. He continued acting, complaining again about his headache and suggesting that they simply go to sleep early, saying that drinking was too exhausting. Soo Won quickly refused, telling him to rest while she would not disturb him. Soon after, standing alone, Soo Won could not help but reflect on what had just happened. It was the first time she had been in such close physical contact with a man, and the realization made her feel flustered, even thinking that she might be getting a little carried away. The next day, everything changed. Soo Won stared at the news in shock. Overnight, Lin Ru had been overwhelmed with negative publicity, far beyond anything she had expected. She immediately turned to Jiang Chung, asking whether this had been his doing. Jiang Chung confirmed it without hesitation, stating that Star City Entertainment was not without influence. Hearing this, Soo Won was deeply moved. Compared to her previous company, where she had received no support, Jiang Chung had not only paid to terminate her contract, but had also taken immediate action on her behalf. She thanked him sincerely and resolved inwardly to work hard, believing that earning money for him was the only way she could repay his kindness. Seeing her expression, Jiang Chung teased that he was targeting Lin Ru, yet she looked as if he were targeting her instead. Soo Won immediately protested, saying she did not want him to target her. Jiang Chung joked that she had not even experienced it yet and was already reacting like that. Flustered, Soo Won pointed out that he was deliberately steering the conversation in that direction, asking how he could act so shamelessly without hesitation. Jiang Chung casually replied that it simply required thick skin. Meanwhile, at King Entertainment, the atmosphere had turned tense. Lin Ru's agent reported that within half a day, millions of followers had been lost, and the comment section had become overwhelmingly negative. Lin Ru hurriedly sought out Kai Song, claiming that she had no idea who was smearing her and insisting that it must be a competitor buying trending topics. Her agent supported this claim, stating that the incident must have been orchestrated. Kai Song, however, questioned what had happened during filming and whether it was related to the supporting actress she had slapped. Lin Ru dismissed Soo Won as insignificant, insisting that she could not possibly be behind such a large-scale backlash. Her agent added that the slap had been part of normal acting and that even negative attention could serve as publicity for their new drama. Lin Ru agreed, stating that negative fame was still fame and better than having no attention at all. Kai Song informed them that he had already arranged for other trending topics to suppress the issue and warned them to be more careful in the future. However, the situation escalated quickly. An assistant soon rushed in with urgent news, reporting that the CEO of Star City Entertainment was offering a 20 million reward for any damaging information that could completely ruin Lin Ru. Kai Song was shocked and immediately questioned Lin Ru about her connection to this person, even suspecting whether she had offended him personally. Lin Ru was equally confused, unable to recall any such individual. The assistant then clarified that the matter was likely related to Soo Won, explaining that she had recently joined Star City and was being heavily promoted. Only then did Lin Ru realize the seriousness of the situation. She admitted that she had used the filming opportunity to teach Soo Won a lesson, but had not expected things to escalate so far. Kai Song quickly calculated the risks. With Lin Ru holding numerous endorsements, any downfall would result in massive financial losses. Without hesitation, he ordered the company to counter the move, raising the reward to 25 million to protect her reputation. He warned Lin Ru that this was her last chance, making it clear that the company would not tolerate another incident like this. At the same time, Jiang Chung received a call from Qin Xiao, informing him of King Entertainment's counteroffer. Just then, the system activated again, presenting him with an opportunity. Seeing this, Jiang Chung laughed lightly, realizing that things had become even more interesting. Without hesitation, he told Qin Xiao to raise the reward to 100 million, stating that if Lin Ru was not completely ruined, they would continue increasing it. Qin Xiao was stunned, questioning whether such a massive sum was excessive, especially for a newly established company. Jiang Chung, however, remained confident. He explained that this was not just about the current situation, but about establishing dominance. By making such a bold move, Star City Entertainment would prove its strength to the entire industry. Internally, he understood that since he had already entered the business world, the higher his profile, the better. Lacking connections, he would make up for it with money. He intended to make everyone remember both Star City Entertainment and his name. Qin Xiao finally agreed and prepared to release the news. Soon, the industry was thrown into shock. Many people expressed envy towards Soo Won, while others were stunned that a newly established company would spend 100 million just to destroy Lin Ru. Some began investigating Jiang Chung, discovering that he was only 18 years old, yet possessed astonishing financial power. Even those who had previously underestimated him began to reconsider. Brother Qin, recalling his earlier encounter with Jiang Cheng, realized that he was far from a simple, rich young man. Taking down Wang Chong and now targeting Lin Ru so decisively proved that he was a ruthless figure. Intrigued, he decided that Jiang Cheng was someone worth getting to know. Late at night, inside Heavenly King Entertainment's boardroom, tension fills the air. The directors argue, fiercely facing Jiang Cheng's overwhelming financial pressure. The company simply cannot afford to continue protecting Lin Ru. One director proposes cutting losses immediately. Another goes further, suggesting Lin Ru bear all compensation costs herself, even if it means being forced into any kind of work to repay the debt. Lin Ru breaks down in tears, completely losing her composure. But Kai Song shows no sympathy. In his eyes, this disaster is entirely her own doing. Desperate, Lin Ru begged for one last chance, even offering to kneel before Su Wan and her boss. Kai Song agrees on one thing. Before everything collapses, he must personally contact the mysterious CEO behind Star City Entertainment and try to negotiate. The next day, Jiang Cheng is brought to a luxury car dealership by his parents. His father, grateful for the successful amusement park project, offers to buy him any gift he wants. His mother even suggests getting him a car. But instead of choosing something for himself, Jiang Cheng reveals the truth. This visit is actually a birthday surprise for his father. As the cover is unveiled, a high-end Mercedes appears. His father is stunned, then overwhelmed with excitement, while his mother complains jokingly about being left out. Jiang Cheng casually mentions that he originally considered buying a Porsche 918, but chose something more suitable instead, once again showing the absurd scale of his wealth. A warm family moment follows, captured in a photograph. Just as things settle, Jiang Cheng receives a message from Zhou Ying. Due to work changes, she must return to Modu earlier than expected. Without hesitation, Jiang Cheng decides to leave the next day as well. His father is reluctant, still eager to test the new car, but his mother smooths things over, reminding him their son now has his own path. Jiang Cheng quietly notes how effortlessly his mother keeps his father in line. At T airport security the next day, Jiang Cheng and Zhou Ying run into each other again. Surprised, she questions him, but he casually jokes that he came because he couldn't bear to be apart from her. Though she brushes it off, the system quietly shows their affection level rising to 88, already close to a romantic threshold. Jiang Cheng notices this and begins calculating his next move. During the flight, Zhou Ying becomes uneasy, her long-standing fear of flying resurfacing. Jiang Cheng comforts her gently, staying close. In a moment of boldness, he leans in and kisses her. Flustered and embarrassed, Zhou Ying protests, worried about being seen, but Jiang Cheng remains completely unconcerned. Unable to handle the situation, she retreats into silence and pretends to sleep. Meanwhile, Jiang Cheng realizes he may have pushed things too far. After landing in Modu, Jiang Cheng offers to drive Zhou Ying home. She refuses politely, citing the inconvenience, but inwardly, she admits the truth. Their relationship hasn't reached that stage yet. They part ways, agreeing to meet again later. Jiang Cheng reflects, quietly deciding it's better to slow things down rather than rush. Back at the Amon Yanyan residence, Jiang Cheng is greeted by manager Wang Ying. Her attitude is polite but noticeably distant. Sensing the change, Jiang Cheng tests the waters with a teasing request. Behind her calm exterior, Wang Ying is filled with conflicted emotions. After days without contact, she thought their brief connection had ended. She knows Jiang Cheng isn't the type to stay devoted. Yet she finds herself unable to let go. Even if it's temporary, she's willing to accept it. As Jiang Cheng calls out to her, Wang Ying finally reveals a hint of vulnerability. These past few days have not been easy for her.